everybody. The Superior Energies replay of the week is a battle of the unbeatens as the Port Neches-Groves Indians comes into Port Arthur to take on the Port Arthur Memorial Titans. It's the inaugural season of the Golden Triangle replay. I'm Charlie Jellin. I'll be handling the play-by-play tonight alongside Robert Reed, who's going to be doing the color commentary. Robert, Memorial ought to be 6-0, except for a lighting failure that cost them a game that was suspended. I believe you were at that one, but Memorial has certainly taken advantage of their drop from the 6A ranks this year.
They are, and they're really excited to be in 5A, Charlie. I talked with Coach Kenny Harrison, and Coach Harrison is excited about the opportunity to play the Indians. He's glad to have a local rivalry, or a potential rivalry, that is, because as you know from being from Port Arthur, back in the day, that was a huge rivalry. Now, this is not so much a rivalry game anymore, but it could develop into one. However, Coach Harrison did acknowledge that this will be the first test for the Titans this season. Port Neches comes in undefeated, just like Port Arthur is. Port Arthur has a lot of talent on their football team every single year. They're led by blue-chip prospect on defense, cornerback Kerry Vincent, who is already committed to LSU. He's also one of the top 200-meter track runners in the state of Texas. So look for number 4. He's got blazing speed. He will be on Port Neches' best receiver, Keenel McZeal. On the offensive side of the ball, Coach Harrison's son, Caden, is number 1. He's going to be the quarterback. He's already committed to Louisiana Lafayette. He's very talented. He started for the Titans last year. And also they have running back Elijah Hines, who was their leading rusher, and also their leading receiver last week against Lumberton. The offensive line is huge. So look for Port Arthur. They've got a mixed, very equal balance both on offense and defense. They run the ball well. They throw the ball well. And they're going to come out and give Port Neches a big test tonight. And frankly, if Port Arthur does a good job of hanging on the ball, not turning it over, and continue to establish their offense as they have in every game so far, I look for them to win the game tonight. But again, it's going to be a big test.
Battle of the unbeatens, and when you talk about Port Arthur being dominant both offensively and defensively, Brandon Faircloth of the Port Neches-Groves Indians can pretty much say the same thing. We turn now to our media partner from the Beaumont Enterprise, David Thompson, and you've had an opportunity to look at Port Neches-Groves. They have a double-barreled offense as well.
Sure, you know, this year coming in, sophomore Roshan Johnson, their quarterback, completing 73% of his passes, just really a dynamic dual threat in what he's doing. And like we mentioned earlier, Keenel McZeal, Texas A&M commit. You know, this competition tonight between him and Kerry Vincent Jr., it's a SEC showdown for in the future. It's going to be really fun to see. And as far as running back, Preston Hughes, he's in the top 5 statistically for touchdowns, for rushing yards. It's just going to be a really fun game, and I think defensively, P&G, they have to contain Memorial's speed. That's what every coach that I've talked to in this district says. We have no answer for Memorial speed. So P&G is going to have to take out that land shark defense, use a little bit of Logan Lejeune at linebacker. He's a real tenacious player, really a land shark. I think that's how he got that name. And it's just going to be really fun. And as we mentioned earlier as well, you know, this used to be a huge rivalry in this area. And if you look and you see the fans here, you can see that they're itching for this rivalry to come back, and it's here. And this is the District 22 5A game that I think we've all had circled, and that it's undefeated, and the winner likely wins the district title. Just brings a lot of excitement. It's one we're just excited to see.
The last time that Port Neches-Groves played Port Arthur schools was back in 2001 when they played both Port Arthur Jefferson and Port Arthur Lincoln and went 0-2 against them. But this is a whole new year and a whole new school. Port Arthur Memorial playing host, and it is their homecoming tonight. So it's going to be a lot of excitement in the air, and we look forward to bringing it to you on Golden Triangle Replay. We'll be back with the kickoff after these commercial messages.
If you want superior safety, service, and quality, look to Superior Energies for insulation, soft craft, industrial, electrical, instrumentation, and engineering services.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
If you're looking for some great tasting sausage and boudin, then stop by our Market Basket Smokehouse. From spicy to rich in flavor, we have the variety your taste buds are craving. Our smokehouse sausage and boudin is award-winning and made fresh in our stores every day with the highest standards of quality. Stop by Market Basket Smokehouse today and pick some up for your next party or family mealtime. Market Basket. Savor the flavor of our award-winning smokehouse.
At the Lube Shop, we carry quality lubricants and filters to keep your vehicle running like new. During our 24-point inspection, we check the fluids and filters and determine whether your vehicle uses conventional, synthetic, or synthetic blend. We feature quality Castrol products and carry all premium brands. We offer computerized records, fleet billing, and factory service intervals. Let us show you why we're the best. The Lube Shop with 4 convenient locations. There's one near you.
For 4 generations, La Suprema has been serving authentic family dishes of the very best Mexican food. So take a break and come enjoy our award-winning service and delicious homemade family recipes. Your taste buds will love you. La Suprema Mexican Restaurant, Highway 365 across from Central Mall.
At the end of the game, we'll pick the IBEW player of the game from each team. These are the players we feel had the biggest positive impact on tonight's game.
We are at Memorial Stadium, and you can see both sides getting their fans fired up. There are more people here, Robert, than we have seen in decades.
Definitely, Charlie. I know there are at least 7,000 people at this fan. That's about fans at this game. That's about the capacity for Memorial Stadium. But, man, what a beautiful sight. We're looking across. We're on the third floor of the press box here at Memorial Stadium. We're looking across. We see a sea of purple. Below us, a sea of red. It's homecoming for Memorial High School. And it's so cliche to say this, Charlie, but it just doesn't get any better than this. This is Southeast Texas football at its best with 2 undefeated teams in a district matchup.
Memorial is going to be kicking off as Port Neches-Groves won the toss, and they elected to receive at your right, which is the north end of Memorial Stadium. And just there a moment ago, you saw a beautiful pastel picture of a setting sun going down over the trees of the east side of Port Arthur.
That's right, Charlie. We got Lisandro Nunez about to kick off, number 86 for the Titans. And Riley Andrews back deep to receive for the Indians.
Kick is going to be taken by Preston Riggs, number 12, middle wedge. He gets across the 30, gets to the 33-yard line, and that's where the 6-0 undefeated Port Neches-Groves Indians will put it to play. Brandon Faircloth, head coach. He's been there for quite a while, seen a lot of success.
That's right, Charlie. And coming out, he had an outstanding game last week, is their quarterback, number 2, Rashawn Johnson. He runs the spread offense. Charlie, he had both over 100 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing. He had almost 340 yards total offense all by himself last week against a very tough Vider Pirate team.
Yeah, we were there with Golden Triangle Replay. That's one of the games you can see on our website. Handoff goes to number 5, Captain Noah Graham.
That's right up the middle, Charlie, but the Titans put the clamps on. Looks like it wasn't even a gain, maybe a yard at the very most.
I'm sorry, that's Preston Hughes, their star running back, a junior from Port Neches-Groves, and a short gain on the play. Rashawn Johnson, a sophomore quarterback, moved up from the junior varsity, from the 9th grade actually. He went straight from the 9th grade team to the varsity this year. Shown a lot of poise in some crucial places through. The only real blemish on their record was when they played West Orange Stark. Rashawn rolls out to the left, dodges. He's going to keep the ball, gets across the 35, and steps out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Gain of 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 6 to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, in this offense, as we can see the replay, Rashawn's doing what he does best. He's a dual threat in quarterback position. Rolling out, like he meant to pass the ball, but ran in instead, picks up 4 yards, run out of bounds by the Titans.
The deuce formation is very popular with the Indians. Hughes on the right halfback. Rashawn rolls to his right, Got a man open over the head of his intended receiver, Preston Riggs. It's going to bring up 4th down and a punt situation for the Indians.
That certainly makes the Titans feel very good because, again, this Port Neches offense is very dangerous, but Memorial looked good there. They put the clamps on the running game on the first 2 downs, 3rd down. Receiver's not there, so this is exactly what Memorial wanted to see. 4th and 7 for the Indians, and they are punting on their first series, and it's Preston Riggs. It looks like Charlie number 12 punting for the Indians.
Kerry Vincent and Adrian Williams back deep, a couple of dual returners. And the Memorial's going for the return. A very short kick off the side of his foot.
That just couldn't have worked out any better for the Titans than that. I mean, I can understand that they would try to avoid KJ on the punt, who, by the way, is number 5. I said he was number 4 in the pregame interview. I'm sorry, KJ. He is a great kid. Number 5, Kerry Vincent Jr., whose dad is on the coaching staff here at Memorial High School. I spoke to him before the game.
Yeah, you promoted him from 5 to 4. There's
yeah.
But Kerry Vincent going to LSU, and now we've got a double stack here. Caden Harrison, senior quarterback for the Memorial Titans. And ball is right down on the ground. That's actually going to be a loss there as he handed off to his running back.
Yeah, that's
Elijah Hines.
Right, Elijah Hines. And Elijah had a good game last week in the victory over Lumberton. He's been very productive for the Titans this season.
Hines now at left halfback, 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Ricky Thomas by himself to the right, and it's a wide receiver screen over there. Cornerback comes up in the rushing. The receiver slips away. He gets 10 yards back, just a little bit short of first down yardage.
Yeah, I almost thought that he made it there for a while, Charlie, but as we look at
He did make it. He did make it.
First down. But straight out, that they meant to get the ball in his hands the whole time so that he can take off and run with the ball and do what he does best, and that was there. First down, Titans.
Hand off to Hines this time. He goes up the middle, moves the pile across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Those big offensive linemen you were talking about for the Titans, making things happen.
That's right. And it was also a good, strong run by Elijah Hines because Elijah's not a very big kid. He's comes listed in the program as 5'7", 160 pounds, but he was running like a fullback on that play.
Harrison drops back, and there's a quick out. Good hit there by the cornerback. Holds on to the jersey, and the rest of the Landshark defense shows up over there. Gain of 1 yard on the play.
Almost had him for a loss there, but that's DeAndre Angel, the wide receiver. And it's the same pass that they ran when they gained the first down, thrown at the line of scrimmage, but he was fortunate to pick up 1 yard on the play.
Alec LaBeouf there quickly for the Indians. Again, Deuces, Hines to the left. Harrison drops back. He's under pressure. He's under pressure. Throws it off his back foot. That's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Indians at the 32-yard line.
Picked off by number 26, Austin Boast. Austin Boast on the interception. KJ probably looks like Charlie. He went at least, not KJ, but Caden Harrison looked like he went at least 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Threw it from his back foot, and unfortunately it was just one of those passes that was up for grabs. Here we are on the replay. He's under heavy pressure, under a blitz by number 22, Logan Lejeune. And again, Charlie, you could see there, he just threw it up for grabs off his back foot. Johnny on the spot was number 26, Austin Boast.
I've watched him since junior football. He was a quarterback for many years, now in the defensive end. Inside handoff goes to Preston Hughes, and he is tackled quickly by that defensive line.
Right at the line of scrimmage, that tackle was made. Big number 53 for the Titans, DeJuan McMillan on the play, along with number 14 for the Titans as well, Cameron Nixon. And no gain for the Indians, second down. If maybe even a loss of a yard, Charlie.
Tight slot on the left-hand side here. And they hand off to Hughes, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. A loss back to the 26-yard line. penetration by the D-line, making things happen for the Titans.
Hey, Charlie, again, that was number 53, DeJuan McMillan. He's getting a lot of penetration because as a defensive coach, you like to see those tackles that say TFL, tackle for loss. That's the second one in a row for number 53, McMillan.
3rd down and 15 to go. Indians. 2 receivers out to either side. Roschon Johnson sends Hughes into motion, and he wasn't expecting the snap. The ball is drawing loose, picked up by the Titans, tackled at the 8-yard line. Oh, my.
And that's number 15 who picked up the fumble, Otis Mack, their linebacker. Roschon Johnson didn't handle the snap, as you can see on the replay. And there's number 15 again, Otis Mack. Runs it all the way to, what, the 6-yard line, Charlie?
Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be at the 8-yard line where he was taken out of bounds. So an exchange of turnovers.
Right.
P&G gets the interception, can't do anything with it. And miscommunication there on the snap.
Right.
Hines at left halfback. 2 receivers to either side. Harrison with the snap, hands it off to Hines. He runs to the left. He's going to get to the end zone. Hines for the touchdown from 8 yards out.
What a run by Elijah Hines. Charlie, did you see how he did the cutback move when he got the handoff? Looked like he was going right, cuts it to the left, and continues to angle himself toward the left side of the end zone. Big play by 25, Elijah Hines, man. What a move right there. Looked like 22 had him for a little while, but Logan Lejeune, but Elijah Hines is a slippery running back.
One thing I'd say, though, he's got that ball in the wrong arm. He's got it toward the linebacker side. It wasn't like he could do a Jason Witten forearm shiver or a stiff arm to push guys away. He was just doing that with his legs and the motion. The point after attempt. It is good. It is 7-0 Port Arthur Memorial after recovering the fumble. We'll be back after these commercial messages.
The Superior Energies replay of the week is sponsored by Superior Energies, The Lube Shop, Market Basket, and IBEW Local 479.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
Hi folks, Anthony Toops with Classic GMC. You know, here and across all of Southeast Texas, trucks are a way of life. We drive them for work, for play, and for just getting around. And during Truck Month at Classic, we drive a pretty sweet bargain. Right now during Classic Truck Month, save 20% off MSRP on a large selection of GMC Sierras. That's right, 20% in saving.
Classic Southeast Texas, your favorite hometown dealer.
And we're back now. A sudden turn of events, an interception followed by a fumble, and the Titans take the lead 7-0. Kicking off now, Lysandra Nunez on the ground. No, taken there in the air by number 32, Jacob Vaughn. Vaughn gets to the middle wedge and tackled again at the 32-yard line. That's the same place they started the first time.
Right. Actually, it's not a bad return either. I like the low line drive kick. I mean, for a low line drive kick, that had some distance on it because I could tell, Charlie, you were a little surprised that he caught that in the air.
Yeah, I thought it was going to hit the ground, but again, the scouts for Fort Neches-Groves may have seen his different styles before, and if he kicks it up in the air enough, they figure their receivers can get underneath it.
Yeah, that's a different style of kicking, but I really like it.
From the pistol now, Hughes behind Roschon Johnson. Johnson, quick turn, gives it out there to his receiver, Preston Riggs. Number 12 gets the first down, getting into Titan territory for the first time at the 49-yard line.
I believe that is their first down of the game. But, Judith, they certainly want to do more of this. Tackle was missed, and thank goodness for number 21 of the Titans, Cedric Lee, that he was there to make the play, because otherwise that's 6. Nobody else was there.
3 receivers, including Kenel McZill, over here to the far left-hand side of the formation. Now they send Graham into motion. He's going to block for the running back, number 6, Preston Hughes. He dives forward, gets 2 yards. The Indian ground gain hasn't been able to get much traction so far.
Not only that, but I think that's only the second time that they've gained positive yards from the line of scrimmage on a handoff. The previous series that they had 2 times in a row, they were tackled for loss. So maybe they're finally getting something going here.
Got to figure it out. That's one thing the Indians have done the last few weeks is make adjustments throughout the game, both offensively and defensively. Again, 3 receivers on the near side. This time no motion. Johnson rolls to his left, has a man open just over the hands of number 12, Preston Riggs. Is going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
And if that ball stays in the air just a little bit longer on that tip, it's picked off. Here's a replay. He's rolling to his left. And it's tipped by number 12 right off of his fingers. Diving attempt by the Titans for an interception. Didn't quite work out for him, but the Titans are playing some tight defense right now against PNG.
And you can see here, what do they call it, to Vincent Island, number 5, Kerry Vincent, looking across the way at number 11, Keenel McZeal, the 2 SEC guys. Vincent's going to follow McZeal all the way probably to the sideline. Quarterback draw, Rashawn Johnson. Thrown forward by the pile. He'll get across the 45 to the 44, but it's going to be 4th down and a long 4 to go for the Indians.
Yes, and on the replay again, don't know if this was necessarily a called quarterback draw, but there's our man. It looks like number 53 again for the Titans, number 53.
Hey, they're coming up to the line.
Juan McMillan. He's got 3 tackles tonight, Charlie, already.
They're coming up to the line on 4th down. Trying to make the Titans jump. Now they go on back into the quick kick formation. Johnson kicks it off his foot. He's got it rolling down there. McZeal's letting it roll. And it takes a very good Indian roll down to the 16-yard line. A great play there. All Johnson needed to do was get a forward roll on that, and because he had Keenel McZeal down there watching it the whole way. That
worked out well for the Indians because the Titans will have the ball at the 16-yard line, but not a bad call. When they went to the line of scrimmage, they're hoping that they are jumping all sides, but Titans defense early on, and again, it's very early in the game. We got 5 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first quarter, but the Titans defense has played very well so far.
Hines at left halfback, Harrison in the shotgun. Brings over another halfback to him, Adrian Williams. And it's an end around. They're looking to throw the ball. Running back taken out of bounds, DeAndre Angel. Coming around, they were looking to do a little flea flicker there. It didn't quite work out.
No, and in fact, it looked like it picked up a yard at best. But now on the replay here.
Ground level replay, I love these.
Yeah, I do too. Going with the reverse, but good containment by PNG right there. They shut that play down. Tackle made by number 4, Alec LeBuff.
He fakes it now. He's got the halfback screen. Great play there by the defensive end, and the Memorial Titan running back gets away from him, breaks away from 4 tackles. It's amazing. He was tackled 7 yards deep and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Good coverage on that play by the Indians, but number 25, Elijah Hines, he's difficult to tackle, Charlie.
This is a lateral.
It is a lateral. Yeah, thank goodness he caught it. But again, number 22, and that's Logan Lejeune. He was there, but didn't wrap up.
So we got a 3rd down, 10 yards to go. 2 receivers at either side. Play is being changed. Hines changes sides now, coming over to right halfback. Harrison making sure everybody gets it. It's a rollout to the right, throws it deep, and it is caught in the bench area. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Titans.
That was intended for Ricky Thomas, but he just wasn't there. And the one thing that the Indians have done well so far is that when Harrison drops back to pass, they're putting pressure on him. Looks like that it's been a blitz, Charlie, almost every single pass play for Port Neches, and that's working out well for them so far this evening.
Dropping deep, Cameron Stansberry and Jacob Bond.
I've got the punter for the Titans as Kenny Pham, if that's number 84.
Pham's punt doesn't quite turn over. It's going to hit at the 49. And the Indians are just going to let it roll, and it gets a good roll down to their 39-yard line. So the Memorial Titans, after a deep punt, rolls dead at their 16, 17-yard line, have to punt it right back. And after an exchange of punts, it's still 7-0. Titans are right out there, and so are the Indians.
Well, this is where the Indians, it's about the area, Charlie, where they start off each time that they have the ball, somewhere between the 30 and the 40-yard line. That punt worked out pretty well for the Titans, don't you think?
Yes, it did. Now, Mac Zeal is lined up as a split end again. This time we fake the jet sweep. Rashawn Johnson has Mac Zeal wide open, but he throws deeper, and it is caught there by Preston Riggs on the deep post. Mac Zeal was running the skinny post, and Riggs went in behind him. A well-thrown ball by Rashawn Johnson.
This is check out the replay right here. Now, over the middle, Mac Zeal is open, but deep down the field, so is Preston Riggs. He gets behind the secondary. He has 2 receptions tonight for long gains. I'll be curious to see from our man from the Enterprise, 43-yard. That was a 43-yard catch by Preston Riggs, and I don't know what the one was before.
I'm glad David Thompson's keeping track of all the math. If it's up to you and me, we're in trouble.
61 yards receiving so far. Thank you, David.
From the pistol, Johnson going to the corner route. Can Riggs get there? He was wide open as the Titan defender fell down. Just a little bit too much juice on there from Rashawn Johnson, out of the hands of a wide open number 12, Preston Riggs.
And Kerry Vincent and Kobe Nixon, they're talking to each other. Riggs is getting open. And I don't know if it's because of the focus on Mac Zeal, but Riggs was open once again. If the pass is there, it's 6.
Clock stops, 3:59 left in the first quarter. 7-0, Memorial over Port Neches-Groves. Slot right formation. There are 2 receivers to either side. Keeper by Rashawn Johnson. He puts his head down, gets to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Things sure are getting better offensively for the Indians because they're moving forward. Those tackles for losses that were happening 2 series ago, they're not going on anymore. This is run all the way. He's got a wide open lane for Rashawn Johnson.
Defensive substitution, Presley Viltz came in, another defensive lineman for Port Arthur Memorial. But they keep the Indians keep the wide out formation, 2 receivers on either side, Johnson and Hughes talking to each other. Flag stopped the play, which is probably a good thing, as it would have been short.
Yes, I think it's against Port Neches too.
And that's a very unfortunate penalty. That'll make it, take it from 3rd and short to 3rd and long. Taken back to the 16-yard line. They need to get to the 8.
That's helpful for Port Arthur, no doubt. That pushes it back to 3rd down, 8 to go. That was a run play all the way on that 3rd and 2, but you have to think maybe this is where they try to find Mac Zeal in the end zone.
Mac Zeal goes to the right-hand side. Kerry Vincent goes with him.
I don't think they've tried to throw for Mac Zeal yet tonight, Charlie.
Not yet. Not yet. Preston Riggs by himself on the left-hand side. A lot of grass on this left-hand side. Now Mac Zeal goes in motion. They fet the jet sweep. Johnson's going to be tackled for a loss. Rashawn Johnson taken down for a loss as no one was open. It was a 2-3-person route, but all the offenders were covered well by the defenders.
Replay here, and good pressure by the Titans. And coming up with his second big play of the evening is number 15, Otis Mack. So Otis has got a fumble recovery, he's got a quarterback sack, and it could not have come at a better time.
One of the weaknesses of the Indians has been the field goal point after kicking. And they have a ball here set at the 20-yard line, and it looks like they're down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds on the play clock. They're going to call a timeout here. Timeout called by Port Neches-Groves with 2:04 left in the first quarter. I tell you what, this is very exciting. We want to thank our sponsors for helping bring this to you tonight. Pizza Inn from Port Neches. Our thanks to Donnie Broussard for all those good pizza pies he brings to us. Bubba's Air Conditioning, BC Miller Electric, IBEW Local 479, and, of course, our big sponsor, Superior Energies. We have the Lube Shop, Market Basket, Classic Chevrolet, and La Suprema. You're watching the premiere, the inaugural season of Golden Triangle Replay. Beautiful night here in Port Arthur, Texas, at the famous Memorial Stadium. Many games have been played here over the decades, going back to almost 100 years. Port Arthur has been playing football at this location. State championships, Port Arthur Jefferson, all sorts of things going on. Port Arthur Lincoln played many, many playoff games here, as did Port Arthur Stephen F. Austin. All three of those schools were combined into Port Arthur Memorial in 2002, and they have set some strong traditions here. And, of course, when you talk about tradition, you've got to mention Port Neches-Groves, having won the state championship 2 years back in the 70s, and also getting to the state finals back in 1999 when a guy named Dustin Hood, I believe, was their quarterback. A lot of great tradition here, both sides, but this is a new tradition as the two schools meet for the first time since 2001. Johnson goes for it on fourth down, got a guy looking for Keenell. It's going to be intercepted. No, it's not going to be intercepted. Knocked out of bounds. It is intercepted. It's a touchback is what the referee is saying. It's going to be an intercepted touchback, which brings it right back to where it would have been at the 20-yard line.
Right. I thought he had a little bit too much air on this ball. I actually thought it was going to go out of the end zone. But
it's a very long pattern.
Yes.
Let's see who gets the INT.
Yeah. That is
Kerry
Vincent Jr., future LSU Tiger. He got that ball. And actually, what did he get? I think that ball did it just go back right where it was, Charlie?
Yes, it did. It went right. It was from the 20, but that's Kerry Vincent's district-leading 6th interception.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans at the 20-yard line.
3 receivers to the right. He hands it off to Hines, and Hines gets across the 20, dragging a tackler to him to the 24-yard line.
I like number 25 for the Titans, Hines. He is a slippery back. And, even though he's small, it's clear when you watch him run, you can see why he's playing on the replay. This guy's 160 pounds. He is dragging people forward.
Alec LeBeuf in on the stop there for the Indians.
I'd be very curious to hear what the 25 Elijah Hines bench presses.
Harrison takes the snap, gives it to Hines. Hines breaks into the secondary. He's got one man to beat. Safety's trying to cut him off. Elijah Hines
not going to get him.
All the way to the end zone. Hines scores on a 76-yard romp.
He is an explosive player. We've been talking about him from the very beginning. That's his 2nd touchdown of the evening right there. And here on the replay, it's him all the way, Charlie. He's going left. Good block. We had a guy that took down 2 Indians, 1 Titan. And obviously, Charlie.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play at the 40-yard line that we see now. It's at the P&G 40-yard line. Now that is a 10-yard spot foul. It should be marked off there from the P&G 41, so we'll have to take that touchdown off of the books. Perhaps we can see the replay again and see if we can catch the hold. Holding is called. It will be a first down, though, at the Memorial 48-yard line.
Still goes down as a heck of a game by Hines, regardless.
Here's the replay, and watch Hines just busted up the middle here.
Right.
Split the linebackers.
Yeah, great block by
Get away
57.
from the safety.
There's
and there
your hold.
There's the hold right there.
There's the hold right there. I believe that's number 8, James Francis. That's the hold.
3 receivers to the right-hand side now. Hines to the left. They give it to Hines again. Can he score again? Hines breaks to the left. He's going to be tackled. He's going to be close to a first down.
Looks like he got it. Looks like he got the first down. Man, Hines is already putting up a lot of yards. I know David's already going to put down how many yards he has so far, and I'll look at just a second, but that is a big hole. That's a big hole for that young man to run through. This offensive line for the Titans is getting the job done so far in this first quarter.
The Titans love this formation because that really spreads out the defensive backs. And there goes Hines again, and he didn't have a hole that time as the defensive line for Port Neches-Groves, number 68, Sergio Ayala, is right where Hines wanted to run, so he just goes straight to the ground. Second down, 10 to go.
Yeah, Sergio was filling the hole right there, sir.
Sergio Ayala is a junior, plays the middle of that defensive line for the Indians.
He looks kind of like a Ndamukong Suh, huh, David? There in the middle.
Sergio playing nose guard right now. Harrison drops back to pass. He goes deep, going long. Overthrows his intended receiver, Ricky Thomas.
Yeah, he had a little bit too much air on that ball, but hey, the Titans are going for it. They're not going to waste any downs at all. They want to get the score now.
Defending there, Cameron Womack, senior. You can watch Womack here doing a good job of covering Ricky Thomas.
Well, no doubt about Caden Harrison's arm strength. Threw that ball right there almost about 50 yards in the air, so he can get it out there.
5 seconds left in the first quarter. Third down and 10 for Memorial. In Indian territory at the 42-yard line. Harrison takes it back. He's under pressure. He's going to be taken down. Sacked at the 44-yard line. Number 22, Logan Lejeune, blitzing from his linebacker position.
Here we go with the replay. Takes about an 8-step drop. Logan Lejeune, that's at least the third time that Logan's been blitzing. And that's the second big play he's had defensively in this first quarter.
Okay, we're going to take our commercial break at the end of one. Port Arthur Memorial 7, Port Neches-Groves 0.
The Superior Energies replay of the week is sponsored by Superior Energies, Classic Chevrolet, BC Miller Electric, Pizza Inn Port Neches, and Bubba's AC.
At Market Basket, we offer the freshest choice of meat available. Our meat cutters are always looking for ways to serve our customers even more. From our MB Premium Select Angus beef to our custom cut meats, it's all prepared fresh daily with the highest standards of quality. And if you need a little advice for cooking up your next meal, we're right here, happy to help. I'm Randy Stone, and at Market Basket, it's about freshness and quality. It's who we are.
Market Basket, friendly people, fast service.
On the punt to start the second quarter, number 7 takes it in the air. That's Cameron Stansberry for the Indians. Caught it in the middle of several Titans and returned it for a few yards out to the 35-yard line.
I like that punt by the Titans. They're not bashful about wanting to have the Indians return the ball, but they were right there. I mean, very little gain on the return, maybe 3 yards at the most.
That holding penalty taking Elijah Hines' 71-yard touchdown run off the books really came back to haunt the Memorial Titans. They weren't able to get any type of momentum going after that hold penalty. Now Rashawn Johnson rolls to his left looking for Keenale McZeal, but he's going to be tackled. Sacked at the 30-yard line. Can't hold it that long against this swarming Titan defense.
Number 9, Kamen Collins on that sack, and he was joined by number 15, once again, Otis Mack. So the Titans defense, again, extremely stingy. They have given up some big gains to the Indians, but they're not really bending a whole lot, and they're definitely haven't been broken either.
Third down and 14 yards to go. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Johnson looks downfield. He's trying to get it to McZeal, and McZeal never could get past Kerry Vincent. They were playing one-on-one touch football on the far side, and McZeal never could break free.
And did it seem like a little bit of miscommunication there, Charlie?
Possibly. McZeal wasn't able to get there, and Johnson went on ahead and threw it up. It was a one-receiver route, basically.
Yeah, and again, it's just great to watch two top-flight players in District 22 5A go against one another. And as David mentioned before the game, I mean, they're probably going to hook up again when they play in the Southeast Conference.
Tight slot, 3 receivers to the left. McZeal in motion. They fake the jet, looking to get Riggs down there. And again, Johnson overthrows his receiver. Riggs well covered that time.
That's the first time that Riggs has been well covered tonight. So,
but if you look over at the top of the field, they had Noah Graham sneaking out of the backfield, and he was open on the sideline. No Titans were around him.
Yeah, it seems like I've seen a few plays where another receiver for PMG has been opened, and they made some good adjustments in the game that you covered last week with Vider. So they may be seeing some things that they will try to get to work for them after the first half.
Adrian Williams and Kerry Vincent back to take the punt from Riggs. Riggs does a great job here. Williams tries to field it, and it goes out of bounds at his 33-yard line.
Adrian Williams picked the perfect place to mishandle a punt, that's for sure.
Right out of bounds. If you're going to muff it, nobody else can touch it.
That's the exact place you want to muff it. So could have been very unfortunate there for young Adrian, but he was. Thank goodness that punt was right there on the sideline for Adrian.
So we've got another exchange of punts. Score remains 7-0. This is a battle of unbeatens in 22-5A. They're both 4-0. Last week, the Indians defeated a scrappy Vider team. Hines, through the middle of the Indian defense, gets to the 40-yard line for 6 yards. Make it 7 on first down.
Well, that was a good call right there by the Titans. I'm surprised at times when they have got away from the run, because if that's a 7-yard pickup, that makes Mr. Hines 9 carries, 58 yards, and that's over 6 yards a carry.
Great move there by Hines, but he's unable to get out of all the Indians that penetrated that time. That almost looked like a run blitz. Right. Hines lost a yard.
Yeah, and here's the replay. It looks like at least 5 Indians. That time they had it, and really good outside containment. You must have that against Elijah Hines. But looked like one of the lead tacklers there was number 3, Cole Robinson, senior linebacker for the Indians.
Titans go back to the deuce look. Caden Harrison, the quarterback, number 1. Coach's son, been starting quarterback for 3 years. Harrison looking for the cross. Ball is over the head of his intended receiver, Keitha Jones.
Another blitz there by the Indians, Charlie. I think they just seem to, if it's third down, they're bringing the house, or at least a couple of them.
Well, they've got 4 down linemen, and by sending a linebacker from some other area, you're hoping to overload the protection, and that's what they did.
Yeah, and he came straight on through. And again, good coverage there on Keitha Jones was by number 32, Jacob Vaughn, and he certainly did a good job on that play for the Indians. But good pressure by the Indians. This is what, at least the third punt by the Titans tonight, huh?
I believe so. Cameron Stansberry, number 7, is back to receive this punt. A low punt. Stansberry calls the fair catch at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Indians will take it over. So 3 punts in a row after a Kerry Vincent end zone interception. And really, all the excitement happened early in the first quarter. Austin Boast intercepted the Port Arthur Memorial pass, and then the Indians fumbled it right back. Otis Mack picked it up, took it to the 8-yard line, and Elijah Hines took it in from there. Point after was good, 7-0, and since then, 4 punts, 1 interception.
Well, here's a real interesting stat brought by David from the Enterprise. The quarterbacks combined, Charlie, are 2 of 14.
Wow. The 2 top-rated passers of 22-5A coming in. I guess the defensive line play and the secondary play. There's an inside handoff, and Preston Hughes is off to the races. He gets to the 50-yard line. A little bit of trickery there from the Indians, gets them a first down.
That's definitely their longest run so far. I like this play. He's going left, but called all the way. Great call, number 6, Preston Hughes. Good big hole for him to run through. Gets the ball at midfield there at the 50-yard line with a first down. That's the type of positive yardage on the running game that the Indians will be looking for.
He did a good job of following his blockers downfield. Noah Graham now at right halfback. Hughes moves out here to the slot. Johnson fakes the pass to the left, and great move as Johnson's able to dodge a couple of tacklers and get to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he picked up at least 9 yards on that play, 8 or 9 yards. But, man, Rashawn Johnson can really run that football. He hasn't had a good passing whatsoever. But when he sees a lane, he is going to take off running. Of course, I look at this and I can see that's another adjustment that I think the defensive coaches will make for Memorial.
2nd down and 1, 2 receivers to either side. Same play.
Yes.
Rashawn Johnson gets the first down, crossing the Memorial 40 to the 38-yard line.
I don't know if David can calculate this, but he has run up the middle, dropping back for the pass so many times this evening. But it's working for them because, for the most part, they're getting positive yardage. He's been sacked at least twice that I know of this evening, but everything else, he just charges straight ahead.
Well, just like any draw play, you're trying to nullify that tremendous rush that the Titans have. 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Hughes goes over there as well. Johnson wants to throw it and does not have a chance. No one was open. He had to tuck it back down and get sacked for a 2-yard loss.
Right, he was sacked there by number 27, Jamar Valson. And Jamar's coming in on the blitz. And that's I like what Rashawn Johnson did there, though. He ate the ball, and he needed.
2nd down, 13 yards to go. Deuces again. 2 receivers to either side. Hughes kind of set up in a pistol left formation there behind Johnson. Both quarterbacks working out of the shotgun. There's the middle screen. But I tell you, the linebackers came up quickly there. It looked a lot better than it ended up being. Preston Hughes, when the screen was thrown over the defensive line face, there were 4 Titans right there in Johnson's face. Count them.
You can see the screen coming all the way, but 27 Jamar Valson, he was what's known as the slow roller, and he was there to make the play. Okay.
3rd down. 6 yards, make it 7 yards to go. They need to get to the 28-yard line. Deuces now. Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Hughes, and Hughes is off to the races. He's down to the 20. Hughes puts his head down, goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. Referee marks him at the 11. 1st down, Indians.
Another big gain by number 6, Preston Hughes. They may be looking to give him the ball a little bit more often. The hole is huge on the left side.
And that great move there to get away from the defender.
Yeah, good move on number 14, Cameron Nixon. And another big gainer by Preston Hughes. And now the Indians are at the 11-yard line. They're going to get something out of this.
Slot back to the left. Keenel McZeal is there. Riggs over to the right, along with McGow. And they're running the option, except there's no option back. Rashawn Johnson, touchdown. Port Neches-Groves. Johnson tiptoes in from the 11-yard line.
That was run all the way there by Rashawn Johnson. They definitely like to put the ball in his hands on the ground. He is a spark plug player for the Indians out of the quarterback position in that spread offense. On the replay here, there's no doubt he's going left, and they're bringing the offensive lineman pulling left.
Great play there by the offensive line, pulling those 2 linemen leading the way.
Yeah, J.P. McDonald, number 56, leading the charge there. Good job by the O-line.
Point after attempt to Preston Riggs is good. 7-7. 7-7. We're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back for the kickoff.
If you want superior safety, service, and quality, look to Superior Energies for insulation, soft craft, industrial, electrical, instrumentation, and engineering services.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
At the Lube Shop, we carry quality lubricants and filters to keep your vehicle running like new. During our 24-point inspection, we check the fluids and filters and determine whether your vehicle uses conventional, synthetic, or synthetic blend. We feature quality Castrol products and carry all premium brands. We offer computerized records, fleet billing, and factory service intervals. Let us show you why we're the best. The Lube Shop with 4 convenient locations. There's one near you.
Preston Riggs ready to kick off here for the Indians. They do a pooch kick trying to get the man open right there, and a quick responding Titan is able to take it down at the 38-yard line, and that's where they'll have a 1st and 10. A lot of excitement tonight. We've got a lot of friends here. Of course, Indian Nation across the way. We've got Titan Nation on the near side, and also a couple of our friendly radio stations. KOLE AM, they cover both Beaumont ISD and Port Arthur ISD schools. They're here tonight. And 92.5 Cool FM. They cover P&G their entire season. So the radio guys, can you imagine what it's like in their booth? And they don't even get the replays like we do.
No, but this is a great game for GT Replay to be covering.
1st down and 10. Hines gets the ball coming to the left. Gets away from 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 4. The 4th one got him. Yeah, you got to watch that 4th one. Great gain there, about 6 yards. But Elijah Hines, when you talk about how small he is, and you've mentioned this several times, 5'7", 160 in the books, he's just hard to bring down.
Well, there's one missed tackle, and then there's another one that he slips. And then finally, he's brought down by number 4, Alec LeBeuf.
3 receivers to the far side. This time Hines is hit from the backside. And Hines, they almost threw him down, and he still wouldn't go down. The first 3 didn't get him down. The second 3 did.
Yeah, he was tackled there by number 45, Jacob Brown. But, man, Elijah Hines, grabbed by the shoulder pad, still moving. This guy has tremendous low center of gravity. You have to form tackle Elijah Hines to bring him down.
We'll call it 3rd down and 5. A couple of trip sets there, and both times Hines ran to the 3 receiver side. Now we're into deuces. Passing down here, Caden Harrison throws the quick screen out to DeAndre Angel. Angel's tackled. Looks like he gets the 1st down. And the referee marks it right at the 49. That will be a 1st down.
Yeah, on the replay here, this is a good call by the offensive coordinator for the Titans. Once again, they like to get the ball in the hands of number 2, Angel, and he did what needed to be done there. He picked up the 1st down on the run.
Elijah Hines following the trap play, cuts it upfield, gets to the 46 of the Indians. It's a 5-yard gain on 1st down, and this time they're mixing the run and the pass together effectively.
Yes, they are, and you know, we're sitting up here watching, and Elijah Hines is so good. I mean, it kind of makes you wonder why they even try to throw the ball, because he's done so well this season.
Fake it to Hines. That quick screen again goes to DeAndre Angel. He's taken out of bounds, and it'll be a 1st down at the 40-yard line.
That play works for the Titans most of the time. I mean, I'm looking at David here. I'm thinking I'm counting like 5 or 6 times that they've called that play. A couple of times, you know, it didn't get completed, but.
Well, Keith Jones, number 7, is doing a great job on the cornerback. Safety isn't able to get over top quick enough.
Yes, he is.
High snap given to Hines. He bounces to the outside. Linebacker hits him at the 40. Good defensive play there as Hines moved laterally, and the defenders were able to catch up to him.
I think I hear you up here clapping for him, though, because watch when he gets the ball. You're going to know what I'm talking about. Check it out. He shifted arms to the outside. Yes. Okay, good job, Elijah. I mean, he didn't gain a whole lot of yards, but
they listen to coaches.
Yeah, this is old coach and Charlie right here, you know, outside arm, and Elijah did that there.
I just don't like that ball to be where the defender can strip it easily. Okay, pass play. This time they give it to Jones. Jones gets away from the first defender. Good stiff arm gets him across the 32. Looks like they're going to put him at the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
Right, he almost got that 1st down on
the
replay.
Titans are quickly up on the line, to the line here. They give the handoff to number 6, Kobe Martin. He has the 1st down, and then the Indians catch up to him. The scrum forms at the 28, and there he is tackled. 1st down and 10 for the Titans. That was so quick we didn't have a chance to warm up the replay machine.
No, and a rare break for Elijah Hines, but man, number 6, Kobe Martin, coming in cold off the bench, and he gets the job done. And I see he's still there at the tailback.
Kobe Martin, the junior, he's only 5'3", 165. You talk about hide behind those big Titan linemen. That's like an NFL set right there. Harrison straight back. He rolls to the right. Flags on the play. Pass is caught. Steps out of bounds at the 20, but let's wait and see what the flag is about.
Looks like P&G jumped off sides, but we'll see. Maybe I missed something. The Titan players certainly seem to feel that that's the case.
And offsides is against the defense.
But it was a free play. I think they picked up more than 5 on that play, didn't they, Charlie?
They gained 8 yards on it.
Yes.
We're checking with Coach Harrison on the sideline. Referee marks it offside. And they're going to take in the 5 yards and replay first down. Wow.
Yeah.
Tom Landry would not have liked that. You never turn down points or yardage.
Nope.
First down and 5, though. Caden Harrison. 2 receivers on either side. DeAndre Angel came into a slot. Hines is off to the races again. He gets the first down to the 13-yard line. Quick little trap up the middle, and that's all it took.
Man, that offensive line for Memorial is really looking good so far tonight because it's there right up the middle. Elijah Hines, he just does such a great job of getting through the hole and just keeps moving forward for the Titans.
The basic 4-man defensive front of the Indians is being worn down by the offensive 5. There's the handoff again. Oh, excuse me, Harrison fooled me. Oh, great fake. You got to give it to the quarterback when he keeps it, pulls it away from Hines, and dives forward to the 6.
Man, at the most, that might be the second time that Caden's run with the ball tonight. But, you know, this is his call. So, good job by Caden. He gets all the way to the 7-yard line.
Second down and 4. 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Hines has been running to the 3-receiver side consistently, and that's what he does again. Taken down quickly on a blitz from number 22.
Logan Lejeune, and that's at least the 3rd tackle for loss that Logan has had this evening, and he blitzed quite often. Man, he just shot straight through there.
Lejeune, one of the 4 linebackers in the Indian defensive scheme. Basically, they run a 4-4-3 if you watch them, with 1 safety staying deep. Now 3 receivers to the right-hand side, but Hines is on that side also. Johnson, and they send Keitha Jones in motion. Jet sweep to Keitha Jones, looking to throw it back. Oh, no. It came out of his hands. It came out of his hands. That was a fumble recovered by the Titans, and Keitha Jones is very upset at himself, but at least he was able to hold on to the ball there. 4th down for the Titans as they recover it at their own 26-yard line. They were attempting the flea flicker back to the quarterback. Caden Harrison was open on the near side after handing off the ball on the apparent jet sweep to Keitha Jones. But when Keitha went to throw it under pressure, the ball slipped out of his hands.
And you just have to feel so sorry for Keitha Jones. I mean, that was just a mistake.
Fourth down and 23 yards to go. And the Titans are going to go for it after a timeout. Timeout is actually called by Port Neches-Groves, I believe. That's the way the referees pointed. So 1 minute 5 seconds, I'm sorry, on the clock left here in the first half. 7-7. Robert Reed, is this everything you hope to see tonight?
Definitely. It definitely is. It's a heck of a game that it seemed like when it started off that it was going to be an offensive battle, but now it's evolved into a defensive battle. And there have been a lot of good offensive plays, but it's an example of defenses bending but not breaking. Of course, the evening started off with those 2 critical turnovers where it seemed like that P&G was going to take advantage of an underthrown ball when Caden Harrison was under pressure. They get the ball and then fumble, and it's returned to the 11-yard line. Very next play, they've got a touchdown. And then, of course, from the 8-yard line, and then, of course, Port Neches comes back and gets their 1 touchdown on some great plays made by their running back, number 6, Preston Hughes. But that's been it for the offense, Charlie. It's been a defensive battle since then.
4th down and 20, more than I can count. Got to get to the 4-yard line. There's the screen pass. It is incomplete. And the Indians will take over on downs. Wow. Who could have drawn it up that way?
Right. Screen all the way here. Screen all the way. You know, and again, there's Caden. He's throwing the ball, Charlie, and I know this is the coach in you.
Off the back foot.
He's throwing it off the back foot while he's moving, and I'm sure David will get us some more stats here on how these quarterbacks are looking stat-wise.
Yeah, that's one thing I look forward to after halftime. David Thompson from our media partner, Beaumont Enterprise, is going to give us all the stats and also his impression of the first half. 1 minute, 3 seconds left here. 2 receivers to either side. Rashawn Johnson. Hughes gets the ball. Good stagger step. He gets away from the linebackers, but then the defensive lineman comes back to tackle him at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I'm impressed with number 6, Preston Hughes, even though that wasn't a whole lot of yards. I mean, he's moving forward. But this young man, kind of like Elijah Hines, he's really difficult to tackle. He slipped 2 tackles. The tackle on that play was made by number 15, Otis Mack, who is having a heck of a game tonight for the Titans so far.
And I tell you what, you notice a little bit of gamemanship. We have the Port Arthur Memorial Band right in front of us, and they're right even with the football. And they fired up the band when the P&G offense was right in front of them. Dr. Glenn Mitchell is going to be proud of his band for that.
That's right.
Handoff this time goes to Preston Hughes. He has nowhere to go. Defensive end was waiting for him.
Yeah, tackle made by number 27, Jamar Valson, and as pointed out by our friend David from the Beaumont Enterprise, this is Jamar's first varsity start.
Wow. And that brings us to halftime, 7-7. It's homecoming at Port Arthur Memorial. The lead in the 22-5A district is up for grabs. Both teams taking advantage of mistakes of the other side, and now let's see what the coaches can do at halftime. We'll be back after these commercial messages with some insight from our media partners at the Beaumont Enterprise and David Thompson. We'll see you in a minute. We're back at halftime. The Memorial Titans just crowned a homecoming king and queen. The game is tied at 7. Port Neches-Groves and Port Arthur Memorial battling it out for the lead in 22-5A. We're here with our media partner from the Beaumont Enterprise, David Thompson. You had a lot of fun keeping the stats on a very quickly moving first half.
Yeah, maybe one of the first halves, the quickest first half I think I've seen all season. But when you have a first half that's that quick, you don't always get the kind of big stats that I think we thought we'd see here in the first half.
Not much of a passing game. What do the two teams look like?
Well, so for P&G, Rashawn Johnson, he is 3 of 9 for 67 yards with an interception. Kerry Vincent Jr. picked him off in the end zone, went back for a touchback. And then for Memorial, Caden Harrison's 5 of 10 for 33 yards, also has an interception.
Yeah, Austin Boast intercepted him on the very first possession, but we have seen the ground game really come through, in particular for Port Arthur Memorial. They've churned up a lot of yardage in between the 30s.
Yeah, no doubt. Elijah Hines, the junior running back, we've seen how shifty he is and how elusive he can be. Right now, 16 carries, 73 yards, and I'm sure when Coach Harrison went into the locker room, he said, we need to feed Hines. And we noticed when the running game works, it opens up those little passes to the flats, and that's when Memorial can use their speed to take over this game.
Preston Hughes and Rashawn Johnson, the two-headed monster for the Indians. Johnson has that long touchdown, and Hughes has gotten a few yards himself.
Yeah, Hughes actually 10 carries, 43 yards. Rashawn 7 carries for 19 yards. He's had a couple sacks that have taken him back. Like you said, we saw that 11-yard run, really impressive. And you see his speed and his size and what he can do. And I think where P&G has run into trouble so far in this half is they're rolling out Johnson to the left or to the right, and that's really playing into Memorial's speed. I think if he goes a little bit more north and south, maybe works that read option with Preston Hughes, they can see a lot more success in the running game this half.
Well, the Indians and the Titans are retaking the field. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
B.C. Miller Electric Company knows how important it is in choosing a professional electrician that will get the job done in a cost-efficient and timely manner. Our certified technicians have been serving the Golden Triangle for over 60 years. We are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We specialize in commercial and residential design build-outs, along with security and landscaping lighting. B.C. Miller Electric Company. No job is too small. Give Mitch a call today for a free estimate and let them hook you up.
Good it going, boys.
Okay, Elijah Hines and Kerry Vincent are dropping deep to receive the second half kickoff for the Port Arthur Memorial Titans. The Titans had 6 possessions in the first half, scoring 1 touchdown. They had that 1 turnover, 3 punts, and they gave it over on downs once. Kicking off for the Indians will be number 12, and that is Preston Riggs, who handles all of their kicking duties as well as serving as a junior wide receiver.
Charlie, we're going to be, what we were talking about during halftime is what's Memorial going to come out and do mostly when they get this ball in the first possession. We're about to see.
Short kick taken at the 26-yard line, and wide receivers trying to get around the outside. The Indians do a great job of containing him, but now he's on the sideline, finally taken down. Great return there.
That's
by
number 9. Number 9, Adrian Williams for the Titans.
I thought there for a minute the Indians had him contained, but he was able to get outside and tiptoe along the tulips there.
Great field position for the Titans right off the bat, Charlie. They got the ball at the 50-yard line, and I don't think they expected that. That was the second time that P&G has done the what I would call the pooch kick.
Right.
But
they don't want to send it deep to Hines and Vincent.
No, they do not. But, man, Adrian Williams did a great job there.
Fakes the handoff to Hines. Quick screen over to Angel, and Angel gets away from 2 Indians, finally tackled by 3 more at the 32-yard line. And you see a tremendous amount of energy in the Titans on the offense and the kickoff return.
Right, and you can see why they like this play. This has got to be at least the 5th time this game that they've just thrown that quick route over there to number 2, DeAndre Angel. DeAndre Angel is a very good runner when he gets the ball in his hands.
Stepped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Still a first down. Now they stack the receivers at the top, and they hand it off to Hines, and he's up the middle, off to the races. Hines breaks containment. Finally taken down there by number 32, Jacob Vaughn, coming from his cornerback position. Elijah Hines, another first down, and I believe he's pretty close to 100 yards.
Yeah, I believe David said that he had 73 at half, and that's what we were wondering. I mean, when did they start feeding the ball to Elijah Hines? But again, great blocking by the offensive line from Memorial.
Hines takes a handoff, trying to get around the left end, bouncing off the linebackers. It takes 3 Indians to take him down. 1-yard gain.
Good job of containment, not allowing him to bounce the ball outside as he has done so often. He's running to the left. Number 4 gets good pressure right off the bat for Port Neches, Alec LaBeouf, and they were there to stop the very elusive Elijah Hines. Number 3, Cole Robinson, with a good play there on that ball carried by Elijah Hines.
Stacked receivers at both ends for the Titans. Hines to the left halfback spot next to quarterback Caden Harrison. And a timeout, is called by the Memorial Titans at 10:36 left here in the third quarter. That's kind of a surprise timeout. They must have had some mixed communication and didn't want to lose this scoring opportunity.
No, and it is a bit surprising. I believe they went the entire first half without calling a timeout at all. We were talking during halftime that we thought that was a pretty quick first half of play. But, they don't want to lose this opportunity, that's for sure. This is critical right here. They got the ball at the 10-yard line. It's second down. Of course, I'm thinking, of course, feed Elijah Hines. Let's run the ball, But, the 2 go-to plays appear to be give it to Hines or throw that quick 100 route there to number 2, Angel. Yeah.
Well, Hines scored early on after an Otis Mack fumble recovery of Port Neches-Groves' quarterback. Elijah Hines took it in from 8 yards on the very next play. At 7:45 in the first quarter, we thought it was going to be a runaway there by the Titans, but the Indians hung into play.
Stack twin. Well said.
Hand off to Hines. He's going to score right up the middle. A magnificent play. Again, the Titan offensive set spread out the defenders, and the offensive line and Hines taking advantage of it.
Charlie, that hole was so large that you would have scored on that play.
Well, maybe not.
Check it out.
Maybe not by now.
But just a slight cutback, but the hole was huge. Elijah Hines knows what to do when they open up that big of a hole for him.
Now the point after a 10-28 rather left in the third quarter.
This is Nunez on for the extra point for the Titans.
Nunez, and that kick is blocked. A rough snap, was unable to be held by the holder, and so we have a differential now of only 6. Titans 13-7. We'll be back with the not the second half kickoff, but the next kickoff in just a moment.
Tonight's replays are sponsored by The Lube Shop. The Lube Shop with 4 convenient locations in Beaumont, Silsbee, and Nederland.
For 4 generations, La Suprema has been serving authentic family dishes of the very best Mexican food. So take a break and come enjoy our award-winning service and delicious homemade family recipes. Your taste buds will love you. La Suprema Mexican Restaurant, Highway 365 across from Central Mall.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
Okay, Elijah Hines scores from 10 yards out to take the lead, but the point after attempt is blocked. 13-7 your score.
Yep, and those block kicks, man, they always come back to haunt you. Or I don't want to say they always come back to haunt you, but that there's no doubt that Coach Harrison's a little worried there.
Alexandra Nunez, the senior kicker, 5'8", 225 pounds, is good control of that football as the Memorial Titans set to kick off from the right-hand side. He's getting his steps straight, checks to make sure he's got 4 on one side and 6 on the other. I wonder if that, oh no, onside here? No, he just kicks it on a direction over at the 12-yard line there, taken by Riggs. Preston Riggs sees the opening, bounces to the outside, gets to the 31-yard line. First down and 10 for the Indians.
Tackle made there by number 6, Kobe Martin. Came in and got a little action at the tailback spot in the first half to give Hines a little relief. But good return here. Going left, looked like they had the wall set up to the left side by Preston Riggs. So P&G is going to start off 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And no doubt they want to answer that touchdown by the Titans right here, right now.
McZeal's by himself over on the far side of the field. Riggs and McGow over here on the near side. Hughes at left halfback. Johnson hands it off to Hughes. He stutters forward, gets 2 yards, it looks like, before the linebackers catch up to him.
I think it's a victory there for the Indians that they got forward progress, because it looked like that and you see on the replay here, it looked like the Titans had it stuffed. They pushed the offensive line back, but good job of continuing to move forward there by number 6, Preston Hughes.
Offensive and defensive linemen getting to know each other very well now. I think a couple of helmets had hooked up on that when there were a couple of the linemen after the play had to wait for a second to untangle. That tells you good line play. Slot right formation. Bad snap. Rashawn Johnson picks it up. He darts out of bounds, finally goes over there, maybe a yard gain. There's a flag on the play, and I believe there's offensive holding. Holding is called as Johnson was scrambling, and the offensive tackle had to hold on to the defender to keep him from tackling Johnson for a loss.
I think you saw that holding, Charlie, because it didn't take you long to figure out what was going on.
Watch it here right at the top of the screen.
Yeah, looking at the replay. And he just mishandled that snap. I don't think there was anything, but there's your hold right there on number 79, holding 27, Jamar Valson. Because if he doesn't hold Jamar, then Jamar's going to be making that sack.
10-yard loss, though. Repeat, second down. It's going to be 2nd down, and it looks like to be about 18 yards to go. They need to get to the 41-yard line. Maxfield off at the top of the chart up there with Kerry Vincent. Maxfield goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Got a guy open. There's
that's going to be a flag. It looked like he hit
and there
him
comes the flag.
Yep.
As you and that was the very play I was talking about earlier, where they send Riggs deep and have Graham over on the sideline, and it looked like the defender came in just a little bit early.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if we've got a replay on that or not, but I think you and I saw this up here that Vincent made the hit on the receiver before the ball got there. And as you can see, too, from the reaction of the coaches, they weren't too happy about that.
Right in front of their sideline. And, again, player safety is the concern of everyone on the field, the coaches and everybody. You want to play a good game, but you want to play within the rules, and especially with all the concussion protocols that are in place now.
They're moving back.
Well, the flag was thrown. Let's see what the referees are going to say here. Got to wait and see what the referees are saying, because they're going back to the original line of scrimmage, because if it is pass interference, it's not like the NFL where you do a spot foul downfield. You mark from the previous spot.
Okay, and conference is over.
And so the referee had taken the ball back to the previous spot, and now the gentleman with the white hat will let us know exactly what happened.
And he has come over here to talk to Coach Harrison. Let him know what's going on. Of course, both sides upset, Charlie. Very animated discussion right there with Coach Harrison. Of course, I'd be really curious what Coach Harrison is talking about here. Not exactly sure what he's upset about. No doubt he has a good reason, I'm sure.
Well, he saw it from one aspect, and of course everybody has their own belief here. Good shot here from the sideline cameras. Coach Harrison makes his points, but we do have a game to play. And the head lineman is shaking his head up and down, and we're moving on. The penalty has been marked off. I never saw a signal. I would assume it's a pass interference.
15-yard penalty.
Which would be, I believe it's an automatic first down on the PI, and that's what the down box is showing. They still haven't moved the sticks yet, the 10-yard differential sticks. Everybody's just kind of going to the sideline. So here's the call from our linesman. Our referee. It is pass interference against the defense. And it's an automatic first down. So there we go after talking to both of the coaches.
And here's the replay we've been waiting for. Now, we're watching up here. He's wide open. But it's a heck of a shot. But it was made with the shoulder. I'm going to tell you what I think Coach Harrison may have been talking about, Charlie, is that it appeared that the ball was already past the PNG receiver.
Okay.
But I don't know. You can see why the PI was called, because when you look at it initially, I mean, it looks like an obvious pass interference.
Well, Graham is on the sideline right now. Hughes is not in the game, and Rashawn Johnson takes the ball, and he carries several Titans with him for a couple of yards, getting 6 yards on first down.
That's just what they want, positive yardage. They're moving the ball forward.
Preston Hughes in now at halfback. The Indians, they gave him 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the Indian 43-yard line. Clock is running at 8:57 left in the third quarter. Port Arthur 13. Port Arthur Memorial 7. Flag on the play as Johnson goes out of bounds. He's going to be short of a first down, but there's another flag in the backfield.
That's usually holding on that call.
And that is what the call is. That'll be a spot foul, and we'll work from there.
Got some upset Indians about that call.
When a quarterback starts scrambling, though, it's hard for an offensive lineman to know what to do. They don't know where he's going.
And that all sets that gain that they had on that run, the play before. But yeah, it is holding for sure. Jamar Valson, number 27, is held by the tackle for PNG. You can see that clearly on the replay.
So
they usually don't miss those holding calls, Charlie.
So it's 2nd down and 15 to go as penalties kind of slowing down the game right now.
Right, absolutely.
13-7, Port Arthur having scored a touchdown. They had their extra point blocked here to start the second half. Inside handoff, there's the draw to Hughes, and the defensive line was waiting for him. Short gain on the play.
That was that same play earlier where Hughes got huge yardage.
Hughes got huge yardage.
Yeah, I picked up on that the minute that I said it.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same play, and it works very well. But as you can see, the Titans were at home, so to speak, and they were there to make the play.
Well, I tell you what, one thing about it, we were talking at halftime about the number of people here. The stadium's made for what, about 7,000, 8,000?
Yeah,
and we have people all over the place, standing room only.
Absolutely.
Over there by the concession stands. Johnson goes deep. Almost intercepted, a diving attempt made there by number 3, Kobe Nixon, as the pass was in the direction of Dylan McGow. Johnson was able to get rid of it just before he was hit.
Right.
4th down.
Check out the replay. I mean, he gets hit the minute he releases the ball, and they're very fortunate that ball was not intercepted.
So Riggs now, having just run a route, drops back to the 23-yard line. And the Titans are going to set up a return this time. They have 2 short receivers and then 1 deep one, and the ball is off of the Riggs' toe. It's going to fall at the 30.
Oh, my gosh.
And then grabbed there quickly by the Titan. And he did not call a fair catch, so that was a live ball right there.
Oh, Lord.
He took his helmet off.
Yeah.
And there's an automatic flag there. He did not call a fair catch that I'm aware of.
No, he didn't.
But the ball bounced back toward him, and he instinctively caught it.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder why he grabbed the ball in the first place, because usually when you have the ball bounce like that, somebody yells, normally Peter back in my day, which means get away from the ball.
They did give him forward progress at the 35-yard line.
Well, there's a definite penalty coming right here for taking his helmet off. And when you're in a game this close, you want to keep that composure. Of course, they're kids, but you want to keep your composure at all times, because you can cause a game to get away from you.
Okay, we're at the 35-yard line. The referees are getting together to talk about things. Coach Harrison's out on the field, and still has several members of his team on the field as well. So let's wait and see what the referee is going. He's going to go over and talk to Coach Harrison now and explain the situation. A 15-yard penalty is being marked off from the 35 to the 20-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and again, that's automatic when you take your helmet off, just like in the NFL.
Right, that's automatic.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right, and again,
we can see here on the replay.
Yeah, here's the replay, and it's a short kick. Bounces back. I'm just still surprised he grabbed the ball, even though it just came straight to him.
Okay. Back to live action now. 1st down and 10. Stacked receivers again, and in the past that's meant the ball has gone to Hines. 4 down linemen and 1 linebacker. This time they throw. Oh, intercepted! Touchdown! Pick six to Austin Boast. His 2nd interception of the game. Wow.
He read that one perfectly. That's a play that the Titans have run numerous times tonight, and he read that one perfectly.
Austin Boast. Interception, pick 6. Wow.
Ball at the 20. And it is a 16, 17-yard return for a touchdown. And, man, that's a gift that the Indians accepted.
I think that may be the Golden Triangle replay highlight of the week coming up. And, again, all of our games that we broadcast on Spectrum Sports on Sunday mornings can be seen at the gtreplay.com website. You can go back and watch that one over and over. A perfectly timed interception. And now a high snap, but Riggs is able to get it through from the hold of Austin Boast, who just scored that touchdown. And the Indians take the lead 14-13 over Port Arthur Memorial.
And as usual, the difference in the game is a missed extra point.
Superior Energy's replay of the week. Port Neches-Groves at Port Arthur Memorial fighting for the district lead in 22-5A. A beautiful night in Port Arthur, and I tell you, Indian Nation's really fired up right now.
And look at those stands at P&G. That's a great shot. It's a great shot of the number of fans that we have here and what a great evening of football this is in Southeast Texas.
The best of two communities here.
Right.
Red and black with the Memorial Titans, purple and white with the Port Neches-Groves Indians.
And even though it's not being shown, if we get a camera shot later of the home side, there are just as many people here. So it's a packed house. Charlie pointed out on the sides, there's a large number of people. We can see it here even on the visiting side, but it's also like that on the home. Large number of people that are just standing and watching the game. So estimates between 7,500 and 8,000 fans, I think.
They're down there by the hot dogs and the concessions. They have a real good setup right there. It's kind of like the standing room only up at Cowboy Stadium as well.
That's right.
Okay, number 12, Preston Riggs, ready to kick off again. And again, they do a pooch kick this time. Fair catch is called. Ball is caught at the 34-yard line. I thought he muffed it there for a second, but a good catch there by number 19, and that's Evandre Benton, and I apologize for mispronouncing that first name. Evandre Benton, a senior linebacker, was able to catch the ball after making the fair catch. And Memorial will put the ball into play at their own 34.
And that's a good job by Evandre right there, because that part of the philosophy of doing that is somebody must kick and there's a turnover.
Right.
The other reason is obviously Port Arthur has some dangerous guys returning the ball for them, and P&G's not going to lose a game like that.
2 turnovers now, 1 for each side. Hines with the ball, and he's off to the races. Elijah Hines is going to score. Elijah Hines scores from 76 yards out.
Elijah Hines is a dangerous player, and after seeing that play, and you had him score from 10 yards out, untouched, it makes you wonder, as I look at my two friends here, why Port Arthur does nothing but give the ball to Elijah Hines.
Elijah Hines that time ran away from the 3 receivers, and Hines just runs into the end zone, and now the all-important point after attempt. But they're going to go for 2. Kenny Harrison leaves the offense out on the field, and they're trying to decide the offensive linemen. They've got guys going in and out.
He may have a timeout coming here.
Yeah, play clock hasn't started yet. The referee's trying to get the play clock to start. It still hasn't stopped. Or still hasn't started.
What a gift.
Yes. Port Arthur Memorial got about 15 extra seconds there.
At least.
And now a 2-point conversion.
Movement.
Movement on the offense.
That's on Port Arthur.
That'll take them back 5 yards.
I say they still go for the 2, Charlie. You know, the NFL coaches, they have that chart when to go for 2.
Yeah, I've got one right here that I stole from Larry Newman about 4 years ago.
Yeah, and so regardless of where the ball goes, they're still going to go for 2. And I say, give the ball to Elijah Hines.
I believe that would be a very fair thing.
I don't care where they're at.
If anything, this gives him more yardage to look.
Yeah. Say give the ball to Elijah Hines.
3 receivers to the near side. Elijah Hines goes over to the other side. Indians have got everybody within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's a pass play. Harrison got a guy wide open.
Good catch.
2-point conversion is good. Taken by Adrian Williams, number 9.
Man, Adrian Williams, he sure did make up for that penalty. He did such a great job of keeping his feet in bounds. That's a great job by number 9, Adrian Williams.
So in the last minute of game time, you have an interception returned by Austin Boast, a pick 6 that went for 20 yards, and then on the next offensive play from Memorial, 66-yard run for Elijah Hines.
Man, Elijah Hines is explosive. So far, we may get around it. He's definitely my player of the game. But, hey, wide open. Man, Adrian Williams was so wide open. I don't think.
In the old days,
No one
they
was
called that.
covering him.
In the old days, they called that a post flag. But I believe what he did was just come all the way across the formation. Now, later on here, we're going to be choosing the IBEW Local 479 Players of the Game. And, Robert, I think you might have a favorite for the Titans Player of the Game. We'll be thinking about who it's going to be for the Indians. But right now, we've got some real stars that we're watching. 21-14, IBEW Local 479, one of the sponsors of the Golden Triangle Replay. And when we pick those players of the game, that'll be at least halfway into the fourth quarter. Right now, it's hard to choose. It's just slam bam all over the place.
You said it right. There are some great players in this game tonight. Of course, I'll probably complete my thought. I'm thinking about one in particular.
A good high kick taken by Riggs at the 15. He follows his blockers going to the right, left-hand side. Riggs is going to be taken down at the 38-yard line. A little bit better of a return than the Indians have had in the past, starting mainly around the 32.
Right. Look, and here's the replay. Now they're going left, so I don't know, Charlie. You see them setting up a wall left, possibly here.
Yeah, they usually set up a wall toward their bench, whatever side it's on.
Right, but this couldn't work out any better for them than what they have right here, because they're going to start off at around the 37, 38-yard line, which is excellent field.
Okay, here we go. Indians now down 7 after the Titans execute the 2-point conversion. Fakes the handoff, and Johnson has nowhere to go, as his helmet taken off by the defender. Rashawn Johnson sacked for a 4-yard loss. That'll bring it back to second down now. They actually mark it, 4-yard loss takes it back to the 34-yard line.
Check out the replay here, too. That's number 90. That's going to be his second sack of the game. Collins for the Titans, along with a couple of friends to help him out.
Now the backup quarterback is Austin Boast. The junior.
Helmet came off the quarterback. He had to go out.
He had to go out there for a while. Boast now in the backfield along with Preston Hughes. Boast hands it off to Hughes. He breaks to the right, trying to get around his defensive back, but he wasn't able to get there.
The Titans had that play covered. Excellent outside containment. That's number 14, Cameron Nixon. Good play by Cameron.
5-yard gain, though, by Hughes. Gets back the penalty. Or gets back the sack. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he stopped that, because for a while I thought that Hughes was going to get out there, but that did not happen. Excellent play by number 14.
Sometimes instead of bouncing outside, you just go ahead and go north and south, because the speed of the Titan defense is such that.
Right, Johnson back in the game at quarterback.
3 receivers to the left-hand side, a low snap. Johnson's able to pick it up, throws it out there in the direction of Preston Riggs. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
4th down. And it's working out well for the Titans. They made this stop, and they're going to get the ball back. And the opportunity to go up by 2 touchdowns.
Kerry Vincent's going to be the deep receiver. Elijah Hines is going to be the intermediary receiver. David Thompson, did I say that name right? Intermediary? Yeah, he's looking at me like I just made it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. He's the wordsmith. He's the guy from our media partner, the Beaumont Enterprise. We'll see if that's right.
I say when you got Hines back here, you're putting the pedal to the
Riggs kicks it in the direction of Vincent. Vincent's going to try and pick it up, and he almost muffed it right there, hitting it at the 20. We have flags back at the 35-yard line of the Titans. And the referees are pointing toward hold against the receiving team. So the ball is down back at the 20-yard line by Kerry Vincent.
Man, the coaches have, for Memorial, they have not been happy with the officiating this second half. I mean, we're early in here, but they have been pretty demonstrative on the sideline.
Penalty from that point will be half the distance to the goal line, because the ball was down inside the 20.
And what's the call that we have here?
Offensive holding on the receiving team.
Holding on the receiving
Holding
team.
on the receiving team. So, but it will be a 1st down and 10 from that point.
They are way back. 10-yard line.
Twin receiver formation. Hines again next to Caden Harrison in the backfield. Motion across now. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Handoff goes to Hines, and he's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line. Linebackers came across quickly and came in on the running back.
Right, and the replay shows here, obviously P&G knows they're going to have to put a camp on Hines. They've got to stop this. They've got to key on the run and make Memorial do whatever they can in the air. Because Hines is hurting them in that offensive line.
Memorial stays in the formation with 3 receivers on their far right-hand side. Harrison drops back to pass, under pressure, throws it up in the air. It's underthrown. Caught at the 44-yard line. A magnificent catch over there by Keith Jones, number 7.
Great. Oh, thank you. Look at this. We've got a replay of a great play by Keith Jones. Down. Dayton throws the ball from the goal line and slowing it down. Oh, well.
He caught it.
He did catch it.
Hands on it. The ball didn't move.
He did catch it.
That ball dropped out
Both
of the
hands.
full moon.
What a play.
Same formation now. Jones by himself over here. Jacob Vaughn facing him as a cornerback. This time Hines gets the ball. The defenders knock each other off of each other. Knock each other down. They had Hines in the backfield, but he slips through to the 45 for a 3-yard gain.
Yes, Hines, he could have been tackled for a loss possibly, but he is just too tough to bring down. It's just amazing. This guy's 5'7", 160, and his strength is incredible as a runner.
That must have been his August weight. I think he's put on some weight eating some of those Port Arthur ISD school lunches.
Either that or he's taken a couple of trips over to the Boudin hut and filled out.
2 receivers on either side. Low snap. A quick out of the hands of Keith Jones. I don't know if he dropped it or if Vaughn was able to come in that time and knock it free.
I think you can give him a break a little bit after that incredible catch he just.
Well, that was a beautiful basket-type catch. Almost looked like one of those center fielders running underneath it. And I love the ground-level replay here. You'll be able to see Jones.
Right. Just simply drop that one there.
May have bounced off of his knee pad. Sometimes it's hard to get it there.
And I'll say that for that pass, that's just where Cade wants to put it to the outside. No chance of it being intercepted.
3rd down and 7. Hines at right halfback. Timeout is called quickly by Port Arthur. They didn't like what they saw, so just before the snap, Port Arthur took the timeout.
And with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left, the Titans have used 2 timeouts.
We'll be back after this commercial message.
We are Superior Energies, Superior I&E Group, United Superior Insulation Group, Superior Engineering Group, Superior Energies Incorporated.
At the end of the game, we'll pick the IBEW player of the game from each team. These are the players we feel had the biggest positive impact on tonight's game.
IBEW Local 479 players of the game. We've got 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, and 21-14. It's going to be a great finish here in Port Arthur, Texas. You're with Golden Triangle Replay. Charlie Jellin with you doing the play-by-play. Robert Reed doing the color, and David Thompson from our media partner, the Beaumont Enterprise, keeping us straight with all the stats because these numbers are really generating on offense. Elijah Hines, and wow, how many different interceptions can Austin Bose get tonight? 3rd down and 7. Titans doing an adjustment. They hand it off to Hines. He's looking for a hole. He's got one. He breaks free to the outside. 1st down. To the 40. To the 30. Elijah Hines breaking containment. He scores.
What a play.
Touchdown. Elijah Hines. 55 yards.
And the cutback that he made on that play to the right, I'm sure that we have a replay of it, but this is just another play that shows what an incredible back Elijah Hines is. And I've seen a few games in the area this season. He's the best one I've seen yet. Watch this again. He's going up the middle, but then he gets that cutback to the right because Keenel McZeal had his hands on him but he cut away from him, and then just the explosiveness to get past Austin, number 26 for Port Neches, and dives into the end zone. That's all Elijah Hines right there. What a play.
Andrew Nunez. Another high snap, another blocked kick. Port Neches downs it right there. So, again, another blocked kick. That's 2 blocks now by Port Neches-Groves.
Here's what shows what happened. All right, the snap's there. Oh, man, they're just getting through. That's number 22 with the block. Number 22, Logan Lejeune. Logan Lejeune has got through that line on several occasions tonight. He's a playmaker. I would say from this point on, because of the ability of P&G to get through to the line, that Port Arthur on any future touchdowns is probably going to go for 2. I don't think it's so much about the kicker as much as it is about the penetration.
From a defensive line coach standpoint, anytime you can play on the other side of the line of scrimmage, you're going to take that, even if it's just 1 yard across. The P&G kind of shell-shocked right here. Elijah Hines scoring 2 quick touchdowns here in the third quarter to extend the lead to 13 points, 27-14.
Yeah, Elijah Hines with another long run, this one for a touchdown. And
his fourth one of the game. Got him for 8 yards and then 10 yards and then 66 yards and 55 yards. And that's a lot more than I can count on my toes.
Well, here's something. You don't have to worry about counting anymore. Elijah Hines, it's 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. He has 236 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
Now, we know who the player of the game is. This guy is going to be the player of the week. Southeast Texas.
Kickoff this time angling to the sideline. It goes out of bounds. Flag is thrown, and the option will lay with the Port Neches-Groves Indians where they want to put it into play. It goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
I can't imagine that being the purpose. Can you?
I don't think so. I think he was just trying to angle it, knowing that the Indians like to run the wall toward their sideline.
Yeah.
You kick it away from their sideline as much as you can.
That makes sense because I know Port Arthur is not worried about who gets the ball.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians at the 30-yard line. You can hear the Memorial Titan Band firing up. The offense of the Indians are right in front of them. And the louder you can get, the more discombobulation you can get on that snap count.
Kudos to the band director.
3 receivers to the right-hand side. Roshan Johnson, the sophomore quarterback for the Indians. Motion is Andrew Hebert. Handoff goes to number 6, Preston Hughes. He bounces outside, and the Titans are waiting for it. No gain.
That's called containment, and they've got it. Here's the replay. Trying to get around left side, but that's really good containment. I'm trying to see who's that number there at the bottom of the pile. Outside linebacker. He's going to get up. Oh, man.
6 different linemen over there.
Yes.
And we do need to point out, Kenel Magziel, the senior wide receiver, a Texas A&M recruit, no touches on the ball yet.
None. They haven't even thrown it to him.
Kerry Vincent. Johnson now looks to throw, trying to get it to Magziel. He's scrambling. Johnson's going to go down for a 4-yard loss. He was trying to get it to Magziel, but Vincent had him very well covered.
Memorial's defense is turning it up a notch. They, there was nowhere for him to throw the ball. And again, that's number 90, who's already had 2 sacks. Number 3, Kobe Nixon coming in.
Kanan Collins, the senior, number 90, a defensive lineman.
Kanan Collins, he is having a game tonight. So is McMillan, number 53.
3rd down and 14. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. The Indians actually have a tight end over here. Hughes at halfback. Johnson rolls to the right, throws back. Ball goes to that tight end, number 23, Andrew Hebert, but it's only about an 8-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th down and 5 to go. And the Indians are looking at another punt situation.
Here's the replay. He's rolling right, and very fortunate to get that ball off into the middle because he hit just as he threw the ball.
Tight end doing that old drag route. So you remember that one, Robert, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Dragging across the middle, but the Titans realized that 13 yards was a lot farther to go, and they were just laying back waiting on it.
Right, good
Riggs
job.
Now ready to do the punt. single back now for the Titans. Riggs sends it up high. It's going to hit about the 40-yard line or go out of bounds around the 40. The referee's marking it off. They wanted to make sure that Vincent had no chance to touch it as a return artist, and he gets it out to the 43-yard line. That's where the Titans will have 1st and 10. They head 24-17. The Superior Energies replay of the week. Our next game will be on October 28th, Lumberton. The Raiders coming to Nederland to play the Bulldogs in a very important game for those two teams over their playoff positioning.
Right.
There are 8 teams in District 22 5A. 4 of them go to the playoffs, and right now Lumberton and Nederland are both in the 4th and 5th position. Of course, after this week's action, they may be moving up. We get a chance to see the Bulldogs at their home. Another handoff to Elijah Hines, carries it forward to the 49-yard line, 6-yard gain. And you noticed on that schedule there is a first-round playoff game, and we'll be picking the best playoff game in Southeast Texas, and the first round will be shown to you on Golden Triangle Replay. Again, you can watch us on Spectrum Sports Sunday mornings at 11:30, and then worldwide you can catch all of these games at gtreplay.com. A draw play this time to Hines, and there were no avenues open. Finally tackled there by Cole Robinson playing linebacker. The senior able to take Hines down for no gain.
Right.
It'll be 3rd down and 6.
And they had the containment. Really good job by Lejeune to make sure that he didn't bounce it outside. He had to go back into the middle, and the Indians were there. And there's just no reason at all for the Titans to stop giving the ball to Elijah Hines unless he's tired. And no doubt that's going to happen. They just need to keep beating him.
There he goes. Breaks around the right-hand side. Got past containment.
Oh, boy.
Stutter steps around the cornerback. Stutter steps around the safety. Elijah Hines drags the defenders. Gets down to the 7-yard line.
What a run. Just another spectacular run by Elijah Hines. He is the story of the game. No question. He is the shining star on the field. And the next stars are his offensive line.
Hines,
they are getting it done.
Hines is a junior.
And,
so
and look at this lineman. Look at this lineman, 57, still running downfield to block. His lineman continue. I know Coach Harrison's going to like that when he sees it on the film, and the offensive line coach. Those are the 2 stars of the game, Hines and the line.
32 seconds left. Handoff goes to this time to number 6, Kobe Martin, a junior running back, along with Hines. Ball came loose. The referee saying the ball was down.
Logan Lejeune says it was not.
And guess who wins that discussion?
Yeah, here we go.
2nd down and goal from the 7. You can watch here on the replay.
Right, and they had it clogged. Let's see what happens. Is he down?
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
I believe his hip was on the ground. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Port Arthur Memorial Titans 27. Port Neches-Groves Indians 14. We'll be back with the 4th quarter action in just a moment.
Game stats tonight are provided courtesy of the Beaumont Enterprise. Thank you to Jim King and the King of the Road Show, KOGT Radio, and to Spectrum Sports Channel, formerly Time Warner Cable. Watch GT Replay games statewide on Sundays at 11:30 a.m.
For 4 generations, La Suprema has been serving authentic family dishes of the very best Mexican food. So take a break and come enjoy our award-winning service and delicious homemade family recipes. Your taste buds will love you. La Suprema Mexican Restaurant, Highway 365 across from Central Mall.
And we're back. Handoff goes to Elijah Hines up the middle. Hines, touchdown. Hines scores from 7 yards out.
And I'm looking at my partners up here. And I'm wondering how many times have they called that same play where they give it to him out of the spread and he runs right up the middle. And for the most part this evening, it has been unstoppable. I see number 53, McMillan, who's the outstanding defensive tackle. He's also there. Looks like he plays some on the offensive line as well. But Charlie, 53. DeJuan McMillan is a sophomore, 6'1", 270.
Another low snap. This time the kicker picks it up, or rather the holder picks it up. Keitha Jones tries to get into the end zone, tackled by the Indians, so the point after is no good. That's about to been the only fly in the ointment for the Titans. 33-14 the score. 3 missed point afters. Again, the low snap there, and you can see the kicker goes through, carries through with his motion, and Keitha Jones picked it up because he knew it was going to be blocked again, trying to cake it in, and Jones is tackled there at the 5-yard line.
Must be a pretty good position for them to be in, to be up 33-14, considering that these extra points have just been disastrous for the Titans for the most part. That's the third time, correct, that they've missed the extra point.
Third time that it, 2 times it was blocked, and that third time they were able to hold them. But again, like you say, the way Hines is running, even after a procedure penalty and they're trying a point after from the 8-yard line, they just find a way to get it in. That particular time was a pass, but Hines is so dangerous you just can't assume anything.
The story of the second half, it's clear. It's been Hines and the way he runs with the ball, and it's also been the way that the offensive line for Memorial has dominated the line of scrimmage against PNG. That's the story of the second half, and it's resulted in the score that we have right now, which is 33-14. The one score that PNG had was an interception returned for a touchdown by Austin Boast.
Spectrum Sports will be showing our games. Channel 85 Sundays at 11:30. You can always go to Channel 1020 on demand. And, of course, GTReplay.com. Angled kick this time. It's going to go into the end zone on the fly. That's an automatic touchback. A good long kick that time by Lizandra Nunez. First down and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, Charlie, PNG is going to need to make something happen right now, or they're not going to be able to come back and get into this game. We've got only 3 seconds have gone by in the fourth quarter. I'm wondering now if they're just going to throw caution in the wind and try to get the ball in the hands of number 11, Maxfield. I mean, have they even tried to throw the ball his way? I have not seen.
With Kerry Vincent,
one time, David
with Kerry
says
Vincent
once.
all over him, it's been hard for Maxfield to even get a look from Rashawn Johnson, the sophomore quarterback for the Indians. Slot formation to the right. Handoff goes to Hughes. Preston Hughes, number 6, goes off tackle. Picks up a hard yard as he gets down to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down.
And that just says something where the game is at right now, because it was forward, but it was not easy. And the Titan defense, they deserve credit as well, because their play has been outstanding. The one touchdown that PNG has was a defensive score. Their offense has not done anything in the second half. No scores.
Second quarter, Rashawn Johnson scored on an 11-yard keeper. The only offensive touchdown, as Robert was saying. Hand off to Hughes. He hits the stack and bounces free, goes to the outside for about 2 yards. It'll be third down and 7 to go.
The Titans have the clog on the defensive line. There is nothing there. Here's the handoff. Preston Hughes runs into his own man, but, I mean, he was stuffed by the defensive lineman. And then the linebackers come in and make the play.
We've been able to angle just a little bit to his left. There was somewhat of a hole over there. Now the PNG Indians being very deliberate with their play calling, trying to slow the pace of the game down just a little bit, give their defense a chance to rest over on the sideline. Johnson fakes it. They've got the screen pass to Hughes. Hughes gets the first down, breaks into the secondary, races to the Titan 41-yard line. First down and 10 for Port Neches-Groves.
Good explosive running there after he caught the ball by number 6, Preston Hughes.
Excellent call and very well executed screen pass.
Right, and here it is right here. It's screen all the way, but Johnson gets it to Hughes, and Hughes just takes off right past the defenders. He just simply outran them. I mean, they were there to make the play, but it didn't happen. Number 6, Preston Hughes, good play. 3
receivers to the left-hand side. Johnson's looking to throw it, steps inside the pressure, throws it deep. Keenell McZeal is over there, but very well covered. by number 3. Kobe Nixon is back over there. Kobe Nixon and Kerry Vincent making sure that nothing was free for McZeal as he had 2 Titans in his hip pockets.
You're right, and that's just it. I mean, he was covered like a blanket on that play, so they're still keying on him regardless. The second time he's had the ball thrown his way, but there's nothing there. So we're looking at second down for the Indians, trying to get into the end zone at the 40-yard line.
Tight slot right formation. Handoff goes to Hughes. He gets into the secondary. He breaks free. Hughes knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Let's see where the referee marks it. Referee trailing in. He marks it at the 8-yard line. First down and 10 for Port Neches as Preston Hughes, the junior running back, does a great job showing his speed.
He had a lane. That was a good block, too, by the offensive lineman there on the outside. And good thing that he was pushed out of bounds there by number 20, Gregory Leday. That is 6 for the Indians.
2 receivers.
Much needed 6.
Receivers come out wide over here to the left-hand side. Hughes to the right halfback. Johnson's going to keep it. Following into the end zone. Johnson scores. Johnson scores from 8 yards out. Rashawn Johnson, following his blockers, gets the 8-yard touchdown. That lane is open for P&G on the right side because that's the second time they ran in that direction and found some daylight. Here you see it on the replay. It's run all the way. Good block on the outside. That opened it up. And number 55 is out there in front again. He's doing an outstanding job of blocking. Number 55, John Nichols, who's a sophomore. Now the kick goes up from Riggs, and it is good. Port Neches-Groves 21. Port Arthur Memorial Titans 33. They cut it down to 12 points now. Last game. Vider against Port Neches-Groves. We'll talk about it when we get back after this commercial break.
The Superior Energies replay of the week is sponsored by Superior Energies, The Lube Shop, Market Basket, and IBEW Local 479.
In the last game against Vider, Vider came into Port Neches-Groves undefeated last week, as you saw on Golden Triangle replay. At the end of the first half, Vider attempted an onside kick. They were unsuccessful. Port Neches-Groves hit a touchdown pass just before halftime, and then coming out of halftime, Port Neches-Groves executed their own perfect onside kick, cooking down to score. That 2-touchdown differential broke the back of the Vider Pirates. And so we have seen onside kicks work very well for Port Neches-Groves. Would this be the time to do it, Robert? I'm going to make you the head coach. You're down 12 with 10 minutes. You haven't stopped them yet.
I think what they're going to try to do, instead of like the classic onside kick, they've worked with this little pooch kick all night long. I see them trying to, like, for example, down on the field right now, you got their hands team is on. But I see number 9 and number 10. I see it like a little air pooch kick between those two, and it doesn't get handled, and somebody tries to get the ball. That's just me.
Riggs sets it up. There's the onside. Popped up in the air, but it drops right into the hands of the Memorial Titans at the 49-yard line.
That's number 9. He's made some big plays. He had one mistake, but he's made more big plays than mistakes tonight. Adrian Williams.
Good hands there, and you can see him. It hit right in front of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was not an easy ball to handle. That's a skilled play by number 9, Adrian Williams. He's a very good football player.
So a short field now for the Titans at their own 49-yard line. First down and 10. A tired Indian defense. They're tired of chasing Elijah Hines, but Hines is just getting wound up. He's still got almost an entire quarter to go here.
Feed Elijah Hines. Feed him.
Caden Harrison keeps clapping for the ball, finally gets it. He hands it off to Hines. He's tackled at the 50-yard line after a gain of 2.
When I see Elijah Hines, I think about what Ezekiel Elliott's been doing with the Cowboys. He kind of has his spoon feed action to his mouth. This is Elijah Hines. Here's the replay. I don't know how many times they've called this play tonight, and there's no reason for them not to call it. It works. Now, Port Neches held him to a short gain, but there's just no reason not to continue to run this play. Run the clock, beat Elijah Hines.
Having those 3 wide receivers on the far side really stretches out that defense in the secondary. Hines again up the middle. This time the outside containment comes in. Alec LeBeuf gets a dive and grabs one of Hines' legs as he passes by. Short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8 to go.
Yeah, that's exactly what P&G wants to do. I mean, they want to stop it, but, you know, I'm not going to be critical of Memorial running the play because it works. That's number 4, Alec LeBeuf. He was there. And they're going to need to be there again because there's no reason for Memorial not to run the football.
Hines comes over to right halfback now. Harrison looking to throw. Single coverage over here. Number 11 catches the ball. That's Ricky Thomas, the senior wide receiver. Pushes forward to the 43-yard line, but it'll be short of a 1st down by about 2 yards.
And, you know, the bad thing there is the clock stopped.
Yeah, he did step out of bounds there, knocked out.
Right. You don't want to stop the clock.
Alec LeBeuf coming over to help push the receiver, Ricky Thomas, out of bounds.
Right. Alec LeBeuf has been all over the place on defense for P&G tonight.
Now the punt team comes out. Kenny Pham, the sophomore kicker.
Kenny Pham needs to stick it inside the 15-10-yard line for Memorial.
Cameron Stansberry, the sole return player at the 10-yard line. And we've got an interesting situation there. They snapped it to the up back. Delay of game called against the offense. If that
ouch.
If that was going to be a fake punt and a delay of game, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. And can't help but think that might have worked, you know. But
or maybe just the deep snapper said, okay, delay of game, I'm going to snap it to somebody. Here, grab the ball. 4th down and 8. I'm an offensive lineman. Sometimes centers think things like that.
A mind of their own, right?
Stansberry moves up 5 yards. Pham moves back 5. There's the snap. Pham, a good kick. Taken by Stansberry at the 12-yard line. He called a fair catch there as there were a lot more Titans in front of him than there were blocking Indians. 13-yard line, 1st down and 10. 8:38 left in the game. Memorial 33, Port Neches-Groves 21. We need to start thinking about our IBEW Local 479 players of the game. Now, I'm gonna let you pick the Titan player, and I want you to think about it, Robert.
I'm thinking about it really hard, Charlie.
Think about it.
Not that I've been tipping my hand at all, but
no, I'd love to play poker against you after the game here. You don't tip your hand very. There are no tells on your face, Robert Reed.
That's what my wife says. You must be at home with us.
1st down and 10. Roshan Johnson, the quarterback. A quick out to Riggs. Riggs tries to get to the sideline. He's going to be tackled at the 19-yard line. Inbounds.
Yeah, Kerry Vincent didn't allow him to go out of bounds. He made the play there. Good throw here by Johnson. Gets it out quickly in that he got the ball quickly to number 12, Preston Riggs. But I do like that tackle by Vincent, though. He kept him in bounds.
Short 5 yards to go as they were able to gain more than 5 yards on that one. Kenel McZill by himself over here. There's a jet motion. Johnson looking to throw it. He's got people coming from behind him. He takes the ball himself and gains 2 yards, getting to across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short for the Indians. Johnson kept wanting to throw it the whole time, but no one was open as they did a flood route to the right-hand side. 3 receivers in short routes over there, but Titans were all over them.
They were, and they've done a good job all night long of stringing the offense out and having the containment.
McZill to the near side. Riggs at the slot back on the inside of him. Johnson, straight quarterback run. He's free. Roshan Johnson holding on to the ball. Tackled at the 41-yard line of the Titans. 1st down for the Indians on just a straight run. Forget the draw. He just took it and hit the hole.
Right, and thank goodness we've got a replay of this. Good job by our camera crew. Once the tackle is missed right there by 53 McMillan, there's nobody there. And so this is an excellent opportunity for the Indians to get right back into this game because they're now at the 41-yard line.
Handoff goes to Hughes, student body right. He's following the trolley. 4-yard gain. He gets to the 36-yard line. Flag, late flag thrown on the sideline by the referee. Late flag thrown over there.
This might be against the Indians.
We'll have to wait and see what it is. The gentleman on the white hat gets the word. It was a 5-yard gain, gets it to the 36-yard line. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. That'll be 15 yards added to the play. So that'll take them from the 36 to the 21-yard line. Penalties starting to add up against the Memorial Titans right now.
This is just a self-inflicted wound right here. I thought I saw by the reaction of the Indians that it appeared that maybe this was going to go against them, but obviously that was wrong.
What happened over there on the sideline right in front of the judge, whatever it was.
It's right here, I think, on 53. It's out of our camera view. But that's it. See, there he is. That's what was involved, and there comes the flag. He's about to pull it out.
Clock is running, 6:48 and running now. 3 receivers to the left-hand side for the Indians. Fake to Hughes. Johnson drops back. He's going to be sacked. Flag on the play. Flag thrown in the backfield as Johnson is sacked at the 29-yard line. That was a one-arm sack, Robert.
Right. That's the strength of what they have. What we got holding here, Charlie, against PNG?
I believe so. But a great play there by the defensive lineman. I think that's number 27, Jamar Volson.
Yeah. Jamar Volson's an outside linebacker for PNG. For Memorial. But he's been involved in quite a few blitzes off the edge.
And he gets around the corner as Johnson's holding the ball, waiting for a receiver to, and another flag is thrown there.
Charlie?
Another flag is thrown there. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against the offense. That'll bounce them back 15 yards, taking them from the 30 to the 45-yard line.
Is that a player or was that called on the bench, Charlie?
I don't know. 15-yard penalty, though, and that makes it second down. They need to get to the 11.
Well, that negates what happened to Memorial, doesn't it?
Second down and 38 yards to go, if my math is correct.
And your clock is running, sir. There's a shot of all the fans on the Port Arthur side.
And you can see it's probably the most that this stadium has seen in decades.
This is a great evening in Port Arthur, Texas, this game.
3 receivers to the left-hand side for the Indians. Johnson drops back. Linebackers are shooting. Going for the outside. Off the hands of the receiver. Incomplete.
Covered like a blanket.
Number 10 over there, Dylan McGowl, senior wide receiver.
Watch the coverage here on this replay. You can tell.
Step for step on the inside, McGowl. Both of them trying to get it.
Right.
And Johnson does a good job of throwing the ball there.
Covered by number 23, Javante Hopkins. He's a sophomore.
It's a 2-touchdown differential at 5:59 left in the game. Timeout. It's going to be called by Port Neches-Groves. We'd like to thank our sponsors for bringing the action to you tonight on Golden Triangle Replay. Our premier sponsor, Superior Energies. Also the Lube Shop, Market Basket, Classic Chevrolet, La Suprema Restaurant, Port Neches Pizza Inn, Donnie Broussard, our friend there, Bubba's Air Conditioning, BC Miller Electric, and the IBEW Local 479. Shall we go ahead and announce the Titans IBEW Local 479 player of the game?
Well,
Robert, since you've thought about it.
I've thought about it, great deal of thought. It is number 25, the man of the evening in the entire triangle, Elijah Hines.
And I'm going to step out here and for the Port Neches-Groves Indians, my hat is off to Austin Boast.
I agree. That was my pick, too.
Austin Boast, number 26, the junior D-back. 2 interceptions in the game of Caden Harrison. One of them a beautiful pick 6 that started off the second half here. They pretty much shut down the passing game for Memorial, but forced them to run. They ran with Elijah Hines.
Yeah.
So Austin Boast and Austin Hines are IBEW Local 479 players of the game. Rashawn Johnson carries the ball on third down. He's going to be taken down out of bounds at the 28-yard line, making fourth down a lot more manageable here for Port Neches-Groves. It'll be fourth down and about 16, 17 yards to go. They need to get down to the 11-yard line from the 27.
Rashawn Johnson is the best running quarterback I've seen in the area this year. And this guy's only a sophomore.
Yes, indeed. He truly showed some leadership ever since he was in middle school. I remember reading about that with him calling out players and not asking them to show up for practice. He said, "You're coming out in the summer, and I'm going to throw the ball to you." 5:49 left in the game. Port Neches 21, Port Arthur 33. It's been a great game here. Robert Reed, I'm Charlie Jellin. Now, David Thompson's going to have to go to work. He's got to take all of this stuff together and put this into a story that you'll read about in the Beaumont Enterprise. And he's also been helping us with the stats, but he's got a thumbs up. He can handle all that.
Yeah, it's been good to have David here with us tonight and keeping track of the game and us being able to relay the statistics to you. But I tell you, I've enjoyed this game tonight.
Well, it's perfect homecoming for Port Arthur Memorial.
Right. And we've seen some special players on the field, regardless of who wins or loses.
Yeah.
You know, these are two teams that are going to play in the playoffs. These are two teams that, just based on what I'm seeing, looks like that they'll probably get past the first round. And with Memorial in the 5A, every reason in the world to believe that they're going to go even deeper than that.
Brandon Faircloth out there at the 35 giving last-minute instructions to his quarterback. It's fourth down. Do or die for the Port Neches-Groves Indians. They need to convert here. McZeal stacked at the bottom of the screen. Johnson, a lot of pressure immediately. Crossing route, incomplete. McZeal never was able to get open. The ball goes over to the Port Arthur Memorial Titans.
Big stop, probably game-ending stop by the Titans. PNG needed that with 5:44 left, and it just did not happen for them. So Memorial takes over, and you know what they're going to do. There's just no reason for anything else. They're going to run the clock. Port Neches, Charlie, looks like they have one timeout left. I don't know when they plan on using it, but they're going to have to do to Memorial what they did last time, and that is
stop Hines.
Yeah, it was 3 and out last time, and that's what they're going to need to do again. That's the only prayer that they have.
Two receivers to each side. Hines set there at left halfback, and the left guard jumps just a little bit too early. While we mark off this penalty, we'd like to acknowledge and acknowledge our thanks to the Port Arthur Independent School District, their superintendent, Dr. Mark Portery, the principal of Port Arthur Memorial, Dr. Glenn Mitchell, and also the superintendent for Port Neches-Groves Independent School District, Dr. Rodney Cavness, and the principal of PNG High School, Dr. Scott Ryan. I'd like to thank them for their support, helping us bring you the best football in Southeast Texas. Golden Triangle replay. Hand off to Hines. They faked it again, and a good slide in there by number 1, Caden Harrison. That's 2 times now he's done it to me, Robert.
Right.
Where it looks like Hines is getting it, and it's such a good fake that, look at Harrison pull it out there, and he keeps that ball in the left hand and goes ahead and does the slide when he sees the defensive back waiting for him.
I think the OC had to remind Caden that they're keen on Elijah and that he can make that fake and go around the left end, because they're clogging the middle to stop the play that's been darn nearly unstoppable tonight. But good call by Caden right there.
Memorial's really letting that play clock run down. Once he gets into 5, he slaps his fingers. And there goes Hines, breaks free, gets around the left-hand side, grabbed by his jersey and still moving. Tackled down after a 5-yard gain. He'll be at the 32-yard line, and it'll be third down.
And here we go with the replay. This time, Caden gives the ball to Elijah. Look at that incredibly elusive move that he put on right there.
Way to hold on to that block there, too.
45 hangs on for dear life to bring him down, and that's Jacob Brown.
And David Thompson has now informed us with his hands in the air that Hines now has 300 yards rushing.
Wow. What an evening. What an evening. That's definitely going to go down. He's one of the, if anybody else has ran for 300 in Texas tonight, it was very few.
3rd down, 7 to go. Hines around the right-hand side. Great move there. Gets him to the 34-yard line. He'll be short of the 1st down. 4th down, and Memorial is going to let that clock run just as far as they can. Just a straight handoff. Hines comes to the near side. See, the cutback here gets him around that linebacker. Finally tackled there by Vade Hammond.
Not surprised that P&G didn't call timeout, Charlie.
Well, like you say, they only have 1 left. They've got to get 2 scores in, and one of them's going to have to be a real quick one here.
Right.
Cameron Stansberry drops back to return the punt. They may be trying a block here. That would be what I would recommend.
Yes, that's what I think is going to happen. And Memorial better make sure they get a good snap, but it's timeout Memorial.
Let's take a look at how the Indians set up there and then call the timeout to see what's going on. So, again, it's been a great night here with the Golden Triangle replay crew and Mike Sheffield and all the guys. High-definition television. You can't ask for anything better than this.
No, you cannot. And even though it looks like we have some fans that are already leaving the stands right now, I just can't say enough about what a spectacle this was this evening. Not only that it's the homecoming for Port Arthur Memorial, but to have the Indians of Port Neches-Groves come back to Port Arthur for the first time in years. What a special.
Next Golden Triangle replay game, Lumberton at Nederland, as the Raiders come into Nederland to take on the always tough Bulldogs. Port Arthur Memorial's next game will be at Livingston, whereas Port Neches-Groves, the Indians will be. As soon as I can see it here, I gotta find it here. Oh, there we go. They'll be hosting Central. Great punt. Great punt there is taken by Cameron Stansberry. He calls a fair catch at his 24-yard line. If you're going to make a great punt, that's the time to do it.
That's Kenny Pham. Way to go, Kenny. Good punt by Kenny. That may have been one of his best of the season. I was talking to assistant coach Kerry Vincent, father to Kerry Vincent Jr., and he was telling me that Kenny has done a really good job as their punter this season. Had high accolades for him. So.
Got a sophomore punter there. The kicker is a senior.
Right.
And again, the point after attempts, the point after kicks, that's something I would be concerned about, because I remember when Memorial went to the semifinals where they lost the game to Cibolo Steel. The kicking game was really the one weakness that they had.
Right.
As far as that goes. And that should be, in the pros, it got to be so automatic. They moved them back, 15 yards.
Yeah, that can't happen as they move forward. That's what
makes the handoff, and Johnson is going to be sacked by 2 Titans in the backfield. He really didn't have a chance, as they were not biting on the play-action fake at all. When Johnson faked the handoff there to Hughes.
Well, there's number 90 and there's number 52, and I know for number 90, Mr. Cayman Collins, that's his 3rd sack I've counted this evening. And great pressure there. Also 52, Braden Williams, the junior, for the Titans.
2nd down, 17 to go on that 7-yard loss. Johnson rolls to his right this time. Throws the short route to Riggs. Falls incomplete. Clock stops at 2:35 left in the game. It'll be 3rd down and 17 for Port Neches-Groves.
Good coverage there by number 20, Gregory Leday. I'll tell you, Titans, even though the obvious star is number 5, Kerry Vincent Jr., these other backs for Memorial have done a great job of coverage as well. Obviously, they've avoided KJ all night, but the other guys have held up so well this evening.
3rd down to go. Keenel McZeal by himself here at the bottom of the field. Rashawn Johnson rolls away from him. Throws downfield. Great catch there by Riggs. Riggs brings it in at the 45-yard line. Great over-the-shoulder catch by junior wide receiver Preston Riggs.
Tell you what, even if the Indians don't end up winning this game, they've got a really tight combo coming back next year, because This is a good pass here by Johnson. I think this is the best pass he threw. It was right over the shoulder, perfect placement. But Riggs is number 12. Riggs is a junior. Johnson is a sophomore. And that's 106 yards receiving for Riggs.
Attempted back shoulder pass a little bit behind Dylan McGow. McGow, a fine receiver, had some great games early on in the season. Hasn't had a chance to touch the ball tonight, much like Keenel McZeal. Been too well covered by the defending Titans.
I'll tell you, the Indians, they've got something to build on in the future, because they've got some key pieces coming back for them next season. Even number 6, Preston Hughes, and they've got some good young talent coming up as well also, because they had a freshman game last night that they won. They've got some good players on that team.
Tight slot to the left, inside handoff. Hughes takes the ball, gets to the 41-yard line. He's looking to give it to a referee quickly so that they can get back up quickly. Right. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
3rd or 4th time they've called that play, and that play works out well for them right there.
Now the clock is running. Fort Neches-Groves.
I tell you, Charlie, PNG has not laid down tonight. They've played very well.
2 receivers on each side. Johnson hands it off to Hughes. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. And Fort Neches-Groves burns a timeout.
Right. Man,
it's going to be 4th down now and about 8 yards to go.
I like this stop right here. He was held, too. That's Jamar Valson. I like Jamar Valson. He's a junior, but, man, this guy is tough. He was held and still made that play. 27, Jamar Valson, as pointed out by David from the Beaumont Enterprise.
Referees.
First varsity start tonight.
Referee indicating that Fort Neches-Groves is now out of their timeouts. All 3 timeouts burned by the Indians. 1:24 left in the game. 33 for the Titans, 21 for the Indians. Rekindling a longtime rivalry between neighboring cities. In fact, part of the Groves community is in the Port Arthur Independent School District. They're right next to each other, separated by Highway 73 roughly is the dividing line. And if you add in the 3rd rival, the other Mid-County School of Nederland, you've got a great trifecta right there of 22-5A power. Not taking anything away from the Beaumont schools. There's a lot of great football played in Southeast Texas, and 22-5A has been the heart of it, all the way from Livingston to Lumberton to Beaumont Ozan, Beaumont Central, Nederland, Fort Neches-Groves, and of course the Port Arthur Memorial Titans.
It's just good to have Mid-South County connected again. I love it. It's good for the entire community.
Titans earlier this season knocked off the Bulldogs of Nederland. There's that screen pass. Hughes with the ball, breaks to the outside. He gets out of bounds, but he's short, I believe, of the 1st down. There's a right foot spot.
It's going to be close.
As John Madden used to say, there's a right foot spot there, and the referee's going to take a look at it.
It's going to be close, sir. What do you see, Charlie? I think he was short.
Referee's got a 1st down at the 35-yard line. It was very close there. Perhaps on the replay we might be able to get a slow motion look at where he goes out of bounds.
Is that good old forward progress?
Well, it's where the ball crosses. It's not where his feet cross. So if he held the ball out in front of him, and let's see here on the replay.
One more time.
Here's the
I thought he was
screenplay.
short. Yeah. Great run, though, by number 6.
He's dragging the guys with him. And
right. I was just looking at this.
Yes.
Stick being dropped looked like he was there before that.
Okay, 1st down and 10 for the Indians. Johnson straight drop back. He tries to get rid of the ball. He's hit. He brings it down, and Johnson breaks, gets to the 17-yard line, and there he'll be tackled by the Titans for 1st down and 10.
That was all
Rashawn Johnson.
Rashawn Johnson. That was all him right there. Really good ball fake. He almost thought he got rid of it. Looked like he was going to get sacked back here. But he takes off and gets an excellent gain. PNG's inside the 20.
Johnson rolls to his left, all sorts of motion, throwback to the tight end. That's number 23, Andrew Hebert. Hebert gets the first down to the 5-yard line. 52 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, this is Andrew Hebert's first reception of the evening. Good catch. Really good throw against a crossfield throw by Rashawn Johnson.
Clock is running. Defensive substitutions going on. Johnson rolls to his right. It's a run. He's going to try and get it to the end zone. Cuts in. Touchdown. Rashawn Johnson. Rashawn Johnson scores from 7 yards out to bring the Indians to within 6 points, 27-33. How exciting can it be, Robert?
Oh, I know. Hey, run all the way here. And this is at least the second time that Rashawn Johnson has scored on this same play. But, man, 35 seconds with the extra point. They're 5 down. You know what's coming on the kick. It's not over. Why did some of these people Fiji's side leave? It's
roll
not over.
The dice. Here we go.
Yeah.
Preston Riggs.
That's going to be a flag. That's going to be a flag.
Yeah, he came over a little early.
Right. That will not count.
Kobe Nixon getting a little excited right there as he tried to anticipate the snap.
I am just so impressed with not giving up. They're a young football team. They came right back into this game, and if Port Arthur is not careful, something crazy might happen.
Half the distance to the goal line from the 3. Still, though, with the differential being 6, according to the point chart, the official NFL chart that all the coaches take a look at. Us, we can see here on the replay that Nixon came over the top,
right,
blocked the ball, well, actually took the ball away from the holder and took off to run with it.
Kind of a funny play.
High snap.
And it's
Riggs gets it. It's now a 5-point differential, 28-33. And you're right, Robert. You know what's going to happen.
Right, you know it's going to happen, and I know this
is just which way will it go, because both times, or at least what we've seen tonight when they attempted the point after earlier, they kicked it toward the Port Arthur Memorial bench.
This situation's got to be driving Kenny Harrison crazy. I mean, Port Arthur has had this game since the end of the third quarter, and PNG just
hangs around.
Will not give up. You know, they had that, if from what I've seen, they had that tight game for one half with Vider, and then they took over second half.
Right.
But this team just does not quit. They make excellent adjustments with their coaching staff.
And a few pass plays that they were able to hit their tight end, Hebert
right.
or Hebert, whichever way it's pronounced.
Hebert. Yeah.
They were able to hit Hebert a couple of times, and of course Preston Riggs was able to bring down a few passes as well to just keep the sticks moving, and then Rashawn Johnson does what he can on various scrambles, making something out of nothing. Be the best way to describe it, although that touchdown right there was a called play. So now the hands team, you've got 10 people of the 10 players of the Titans there between the 40 and the 50, and it's just a matter of which way are you going to kick the ball, because you've got Riggs setting up one way, you've got number 7, Cameron Stansberry, set up on the other way, and 32 is the guy who likes to kick the ball. That's Jacob Vaughn. There goes the onside. It is recovered by the Titans at the 50-yard line. It did not bounce enough for the Indians to have a shot at it.
Right, 14, Cameron Nixon on the spot. And you know what? That does it right there. All Memorial has to do is snap the ball, take a knee, and it's over. Big win for the Titans. They're all big. But they beat a good, young football team tonight in the PNG Indians. They had this game handedly at the end of the third quarter, but PNG just did not quit. And there's something that PNG can take with them from this game moving forward in their schedule. They're going to the playoffs. They're going to be tough to deal with the rest of the way.
Memorial gets into the victory formation. A snap there to Caden Harrison. He'll down it quickly, and that is it.
That's right. You saw a good football game here tonight, Charlie.
Golden Triangle replay. Superior Energy's replay of the week. Port Arthur Memorial Titans 33. Port Neches-Groves Indians 28. Memorial remains undefeated on the year, 5-0 in district play. Port Neches-Groves slips down to second place in district, but this is their first loss of the year. As you see both teams get out there to congratulate each other, you see the good sportsmanship, and of course Kenny Harrison and Brandon Fairclough, longtime rivals, longtime friends I should say, first-year rivals. It's been a lot of fun. We hope you have enjoyed Memorial's homecoming tonight. For Robert Reed, I'm Charlie Jellin. Golden Triangle Replay. We'll see you next time.